It's easy on the track.
Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Anyone out there
Dottie,
can say
this one
what
is
they
crazy.
want about me, I'm not going to stop them.
Alright, so Raven, you striking a nigga? Murray ain't chill, he put lights on you niggas. Gon' need a vest if you playing defender. Shooting at him and them niggas that's with you. This clip ain't enough, I'ma need an extender. Talk about Phil, but you playing pretender. Yeah, Addy was leaked, I should pull up and hit you. Pedo ass niggas get took out the picture. We ain't letting up till you niggas surrender. Lugo a bitch, I can tell that he tender. Ran over niggas, Land Rover defender. Bad ass nigga need to try to be slender. It's clear, we don't like none of y'all niggas. Get him out, fourth down, punch y'all niggas. Play with your ponies, you punk ass nigga. Shit ain't Nintendo, I'll punch y'all niggas. Take down again, I'll come out with gorillas. Sly, they gon' cry, they gon' label us villains. Not gonna lie, how they cry, this shit thrilling. Grown ass men, stay away from the children. And that bitch AT, she a that bitch AT, she a weirdo. So I with a pedal, you ain't dying a hero. So I don't want you to stop riding him, weirdo. Views going down till you niggas hit zero. Packing them up, roll them up, I'm a dero.
I'm not going to police what people think and what to do.
Alright, so Raven, you striking a nigga? Murray ain't chill, he put lights on you niggas. Gon' need a vest if you playing defender. Shooting at him and them niggas that's with you. This clip ain't enough, I'ma need an extender. Talk about Phil, but you playing pretender. Yeah, Addy was leaked, I should pull up and hit you. Pedo ass niggas get took out the picture. We ain't letting up till you niggas surrender. Lugo a bitch, I can tell that he tender. Ran over niggas, Land Rover defender. Bad ass nigga need to try to be slender. It's clear, we don't like none of y'all niggas. Get him out, fourth down, punch y'all niggas. Play with your ponies, you punk ass nigga. Shit ain't Nintendo, I'll punch y'all niggas. Take down again, I'll come out with gorillas. Sly, they gon' cry, they gon' label us villains. Not gonna lie, how they cry, this shit thrilling. Grown ass men, stay away from the children. Waiting on Vega to switch, is you joking? Vegan ain't switching for none, keep hoping. Telling yourself lies, gotta keep coping. Don't know what it is, what the fuck is they smoking? Pack of you niggas, this shit got me floating. Flowing me up in the sky like a Boeing.
How to do things. You get a fucking kickboard and you fucking do it. That's how you fucking learn how to swim. And people go like, oh, you just saying that. No, you fucking know how to swim like that. And it's just how things are. That's just me. You know, people go like, oh, people need to be a little bit perfect. Okay, my webcam went out. It fucking happens. You know, this show has always had problems and shit like that. But you know what? We have a better setup now than we ever have. But it's not like I can sit here and be better. All right. Our guest is now ready. I want to introduce the infraggable, lovable, huggable, definitely not chuggable, the Yogi Fish. Hello. There you are.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm to you live from outer space. I had to take a mission today, but we got a satellite hooked up to this space. So.
Don't worry, the Intergalactic Ghetto Space Station always relies on the worst technology ever.
Well, I mean, you know, we do what we can do here at NASA. And NASA, SA. We've just been spying on people, and I got real busy. Reading people's emails.
Yeah, must be some juicy email because you know I heard about the NSA. You know they would track people's phone calls. So track like soldiers' phone calls having phone sex. They're probably like getting horny there. They're like, oh yeah, I just want to suck your dick right now. It's so juicy and wonderful. And she's like, yeah, when I get home, I'm. Oh come on.
We don't really go into this sexuality. You're an overly sex person, man.
You know what?
Everything sex to you. It's like nakedness, penises.
You know what? You know what? It's the show, man.
I thought you was a video. I thought you was a video game player. I didn't know you was a thriving pornographer. So.
I am not a thriving pornographer.
That's your calling. You're like, I love those video games, but I really want to be a pornographer.
What I really want is penis. That's what I want. I really like some penis. Yeah, I like that one. You know a thing or two. You know a thing or two about penises.
Well, I was born with one, so I mean, that's sort of a built-in analogy.
You saw a few good penises in your day.
really, not like that. Sorry.
Really?
I'm a sexual male. Do you think I was gay or something?
No, you're not gay. Oh, I know you're not gay.
I'm not a gynecologist either. So I don't have a vagina degree either.
Yeah, bend over for me.
No, it doesn't. It's the other direction. It's a gynecologist female thing.
Yeah. Just open up and say ah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Are you have you been out lately? Have you been in the world?
I've you know, if you lived in New Jersey, the world is fucked.
Oh, there's not much going on there.
Oh my God, there's all kinds of shit that goes on here. It's like non-stop action. Not TNA, but it's like I went to go see Victoria today, and she tells me the most craziest fucked up shit, and then I go home and it's like, oh my God, stop telling me fucked up shit. I already got enough fucked up shit.
Like you make it sound like she's in a prison or something.
Well, when I see her, it is a prison.
Is she in like a halfway house or something? Or
It seems like she's in a halfway house. She's halfway gone, if you ask me, but that's me.
it's terrible.
Yeah, you know what? It's sad. Atlantic City's not a really nice place to be. It's really not. You know, people can sit here and go like, "Oh, you're just saying that." It's a horrible place to live.
Well, I mean, sometimes you got to live in horrible places to imagine to be creative. I mean, I purposely don't live in a great place yet because I'm working on something. So I'm like, let me finish here and then I'll move. So I don't have to put that energy in that new space. I'll exhaust it in this space. So this is like a studio, a workshop, you know. So it's
Just like here.
Yeah, I mean, like I remember when you first did your shows. I mean, your house was actually, you had no roof. So
For a while we had no roof, and the storyline was that the carpenter was raping me, which that didn't happen, but you know, they were saying like he was doing sexual advances. The carpenter did not rape me, people.
So there you go again. You back to the sexual then. I think you need to either work this out or see a therapist.
I might need to.
Seems a repressed feeling, like there's another Raven trying to get out. he's like that's nice cereal if it was naked. So I think, do I have to take you to a strip club or something, or
you know what? I fucking hate strip clubs. I fucking hate them.
Why? Because of the frustration of what's the point?
Yeah, what's the fucking point of a strip club? I mean, it's like you go there, they tease, they take off their bra, and then they take out their panties, and you go like, and then you give them $1 or whatever. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't really do the strip club thing. I was in the Navy, so I mean, I'm aware of them, but you know, the reality was this doesn't do anything for me. I mean, there's no end result here. You know, unless you're just into, 3D masturbation or something.
Maybe because now that we have the internet and porn is just available in any flavor you want.
Well, but that's the thing too, though. I mean, with the evolution of all this technology, it's gotten to where we're all used to having access and good connections. So it's no longer, I wouldn't say thrill, but it's not an effort to make. It's like without any effort, you can see porn. So, the 15-year-old kid who's trying to see something naked, it's no big deal. So by the time he's 18, he's like, okay, I'm on to something else.
Well, back in the day, it would just be your father's Playboys.
Yeah, or you just see a woman's thigh and you lose your mind, but I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that, what comes beyond the basics of life. I mean, like I grew up with the basics, so therefore you were always striving for more. But now you get everything you want. So what more can you want when you can have anything you want? Yeah,
and it's like you can get whatever you like on the internet. You can have, if you want big hairy pussies, you can do that. If you want, if you want everything shaved off, you can have that too. It's just like it's made to order.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I would characterize it in that way. So you're very, what do you call it, detailed explanation, at least for the mystery of the mind.
I don't. Why leave mysteries for the mind? I'm gonna leave people with images and go like, why the hell did you say that?
Well, see, that's the difference between us. I mean, you're of the internet generation, so these things aren't shocking to you because you hear them all the time. And
nothing shocks me anymore.
Right, where I'm from the generation where, just being able to touch the TV and change the channel was a big accomplishment. Like, can I watch cartoons? Okay, well, can I change the channel physically? Because people were afraid that you'd mess up some adjustments or something. And to get to the point where you could actually touch technology was a big thing for the kids. You couldn't touch the stove, you couldn't touch the iron, you could barely open the refrigerator. So anything that was technical, you couldn't hold the, dial the phone or anything.
Right.
So everything was off limits technologically. You know what I mean? Until you got to a certain point of responsibility, then you could plug stuff in. It's like, okay, you can plug it in without shocking yourself. So it's different watching kids that have all this technology, know about it, and have their own iPhones and whatever, and they're young. It's like I wonder what the future is of what's coming with all this accessibility. Are they going to be creators or just, very demanding consumers?
I don't know. I think people who create will create, and I think that people like the demanding consumers, like if it's out there, they're going to find it.
Right.
And for me, it's like, the dad of the 21st century, which I don't have kids. It's like, for me, it's like, all right, what am I going to do when I have kids one day? When they get to that point when they say, Dad, or where do babies come from? Like, I'm one of those people that go like, all right, you want to know where babies come from? I type in a few words and I go like, that's where babies come from.
So you'll be the father and say, sit in the corner tonight with me and your mama, and then you can find out. We'll make your sister.
No, we're not going to do that. That's just fucking scarring.
But see, but I mean, other cultures, like we have a westernized version of life, but that's not really life. That's what we've evolved to, or we've westernized and said, okay, let's do this and limit these things. But other cultures, I mean, they're out in the tents and stuff, they're out in the woods. So this idea of privacy, like we're talking about technological privacy.
There's no privacy online.
There has been privacy. We've created this artificial concept of privacy.
Yeah, there's no such thing.
Yeah, I mean, like that's not part of our human nature and privacy. It's something that we've created, revolves around us, our own house, individuality, and then we say, I want my privacy. But it's really backwards. We've created privacy. We're not losing anything. The walls we built up are just coming down, and people are upset that the walls we built for insulation are no longer possible. Given our technological advances, we had to give up something, and privacy is one of those things we're losing that wall with. Because I mean, sometimes with the phone, how are you going to get a phone that precisely gives you the best connection where you're located if it doesn't know where you're located?
It's only guessing where you're located. It doesn't know exactly where you are.
Well, with the new technology that's so precise, it does. It can tell you what street you're on.
Well, it's guessing where the cell phone tower is because it's only a system.
No, well, I wasn't about the cell phone. I was about the GPS thing.
Right.
Where a person says, "Oh, take the left here at the next street," all this. So that's very precise.
Yeah, but that's coming from the satellite. But how cell phones work with GPS, it comes from Wi-Fi, and it comes from the cell towers.
Well, but what I'm saying is that in order to get the things we want, you have to give up something to get that preciseness.
Right. And some people don't want to give it up, and they have a point.
Cannot have both. You can't have custom clothes if someone doesn't know your size.
Well, that's the thing. That's why all this information out there, they want to know your size. They want you to click on something and know what you're thinking before you clicked on it. They want you to know that, hey, if you're going to buy this, if you're going to buy these pants, you will need this shirt.
And you can artificially skew it too. That's another thing that people are discovering, which there may at some point be laws against it, is where you can artificially mask your personality.
Right.
You know, where you can, go to certain sites and have them artificially create a online presence for you, and create data that you don't really produce, but it will track that data and give it to you. And therefore, when you have online presence, people are wondering, why is Raven over here? Why is Raven over there? Raven really isn't over there. Just you've given access to something else to allow it to multiply you. So
yeah, but I'm everywhere. That's the thing. It's not like I can be like, I'm like Ricochet Rabbit. I'm gonna be like, I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm over there, I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm back over there. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Yeah, but I mean, what if someone says in order for you to get a job, we have to review, like a credit check, we have to have your internet check.
That might happen. I'm not saying that won't happen, but it seems like
it already happens.
Well, on Facebook, it depends on your friends. They could downgrade your credit.
No, they track you already, your internet surfing habits and some other little analytical data.
Data is money.
That's why they need the money. I mean, that's how they make the money, is that all these different companies say, I will pay for this access. It's just like a credit information, those companies make a lot of money making that data available to merchants,
right?
Or rental people, whatever, that want to find out if it's okay and safe to rent to. So they mined all your data. Like now, it's not enough to just credit how much you pay for stuff. Now you have another little marker that determines your credit worthiness.
Yeah, they want
to improve. It's improved, but I asked them, I said, well, how do you determine that? And they said, well, I said, I don't buy things. I buy cash, or if I buy something, I buy the whole thing. I don't have anything on credit or anything.
Yeah, cash on hand.
Well, I just buy it full. Even on credit, I just buy the whole thing, and then I pay the credit card, but I will buy it. I won't be buying it from the company on time and, all that type, layaway and nothing like that. So, they just said they have different markers, but mine's improved. I'm like, well, how did it improve? I haven't bought anything. And they said, well, we use other criteria. And they never say what it is.
They want to know. They want to know everything about you.
Well, I guess, it depends on things that you do. You know what I mean? So, like, if you do buy a book from Amazon and it's on, something intelligent, that improves your credit worthiness because you're viewed as someone who reads something that is consumable at a high level. If you're buying, comic books, that rates you low because they say, oh, that's juvenile, and you're, 50 years old and you're reading comic books. Okay, that's going to diminish your credit worthiness.
Maybe. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that it's something that I think we need to be fearful for the future. I think this is happening now. Because
it's very much happening as we speak.
No, it's happening. I mean, with Facebook, your friends and all that stuff, they're watching you. They want you to sell that T-shirt that you wasn't thinking of buying.
Right. Like if you have certain friends, your friends have a value on them, and if they're linked to you, they have a negative, then that negative goes against you. If you interact with them, like if you comment on their post, and that person's posts are always negative, then your value gets negative.
It's a metadata game. It sounds like a metadata game.
It's a logarithm. It's a pretty good logarithm. It's very deep. I mean, it's millions and millions and millions of angles to it, and it's pretty precise. It's sort of scary, but that's what they use these mathematicians and sociologists and all them working together to figure out is what's the equation of human understanding and predictability.
Right, because I like smart water. Smart water's my thing.
What's smart water?
It's just basically water with electrolytes in it. It's basically Gatorade without the aid.
You've seen those electrolytes.
You can see them, yeah. You can shake them and all that stuff. But I like smart water. And
does it make you smarter?
No, it doesn't. It's just really good water.
Maybe they were smart to. And that's what they're saying. We made water smart for you to buy, and we're so smart.
They are smart. It's just basically they made Gatorade without the aid. It's water with electrolytes in it.
Does it help you? I mean, like, can you run for like 5 miles and not get tired?
I'm sure. Yeah, like I said, it's pure. But
do you run 5 miles?
No, I used to swim 5 miles, but I don't do that anymore.
What do you say? You swim around the ocean?
That ocean if you paid me. I wouldn't swim in that ocean because it is green.
You're right there on the ocean, man. You should be on the beach every day running.
That ocean is green.
Well, that's what you be the toxic Avenger. You know what I mean? The Raven, dolphin, toxic dolphin, the toxic dolphin.
Toxic Avenger. I don't want to be the Toxic Avenger.
Well, I'm just saying though. I mean, there's always, radioactive possibilities. It might trigger something. Like,
are you saying I'm a nerd, Yogi?
No, I'm saying if you got some toxicity from nature, you might turn into a more, it might.
Are you calling me a pencil neck geek and someone's gonna toss me into radioactive sewage sludge?
Well, I'm saying you never know. It may have some good side effects. We always down on pollution. Let's look at the positive side.
How do you know about Toxic Avenger?
I'm older than you. I was around when they made the movie.
How did you know about ultraviolet movies like Toxic Avenger?
I lived next to a drive-in theater, so I saw all of them.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. You and your free candy van over there.
Well, because where I live is on the edge of town, and with all those little wild, crazy movies, they always played at drive-in theater. So, and the sound was loud, so you could sit, across the street and look at the thing, with a big screen. They talk about the big screen TV. I could watch Toxic Avenger, Chainsaw, and a whole bunch of little.
I didn't know you liked Toxic Avenger. That thing's like ultraviolet.
Well, no, I was great. I love B movies better than I do big time movies because it's like something I could make. So I was always like, that's how I got into filmmaking, watching those kind of, cheesy.
You were watching Toxic Avenger with like, I want to be that.
Well, I would see them and they were, just the B movie. They probably even C movies, because the camera sometimes wouldn't even focus, but it was like, I could make this, I could do this.
Right.
So
Chris Christopher says, haha, I think he's talking about Fukushima type of stuff in the ocean. Dude, that ocean's green, dog. I mean, here's the thing.
I mean, it's not so much the ocean, it's the life in the ocean which evolves. Like, we might dive in and get sick. Nature has a way of saying, oh, this is messed up. I guess I'll have to evolve. So what are they going to turn into? They're not going to all die off. They're going to be like, well, this is messed up. I guess I better grow a new gill and some feet and get out of here. So they might start coming out the water like Godzilla. It's like, you messed me up, I'm coming for you now.
Look, I'm sure the water's fine in Atlantic City, but I'm just saying it's green.
No, it's not fine. I mean, you look at all those hotels, where all that sludge you go to?
It's going in the ocean.
Yeah, you know what I mean? All them hotels got all them people using the restroom. Where does that go? All them drinks, all them alcohol, all that, whatever they, trash and stuff every day. It goes somewhere. I mean, even though you pick up the trash, there's always the residue, the liquid residue that goes somewhere.
Atlantic City's beach is not forever like Ocean City's beach. And I don't mean Merlin. I mean, there's an Ocean City, New Jersey.
Yeah, but Atlantic City's got rocks and Phil from the gangster mob.
It don't really have rocks.
No, but I'm saying the Phil that built Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Also, that's Phil from different industrial waste disposal.
We don't really have a jetty though. Like in Brigantine, there's a jetty.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's built up. It's not natural. It's a built up coastline for the Atlantic City.
Right.
But they built it up so it could be like a tourist thing.
Right.
Before the ghetto, it was like a resort for people. Like, well, let's go to Atlantic City.
No, it was always a ghetto, except for they just tried to bring in the casinos to make it better, and it did get better.
Original Atlantic City, those were like where there are houses now, were little bungalows.
Right.
So it was out in the middle of nowhere, and then there's Atlantic City, and so people would go out to the bungalows. This is like the 30s, whatever. So people would go back, and this was out of town. Now it's surrounded with stuff, but that was resorts.
Right. The original boardwalk, where the boardwalk used to be.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Before, not Hurricane Sandy, but a hurricane before it destroyed the boardwalk.
Yeah, because it was always like that was always on TV before you were born. The American beauty pageants and everything would come from Atlantic City, and it was like a rare thing. Like you
Miss America is still here, and it's a wonderful pageant again.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that was historical Atlantic City pageants, and gangsters. But it was always out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, Atlantic City was famous for gangsters. I mean, come on, Boardwalk Empire, anyone? You know what? I really like Boardwalk Empire, but I can't watch it. I can't watch it here because I'm like shit. Because I can't watch it.
Well, I'm the same way with cowboy pictures. Growing up, I was like, let's ride into Wichita. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm here. So,
Well, it's not that it's hitting close to home. It's just. You know what? Fuck it. It's hitting close to home. It's like I gotta go outside of Atlantic City to watch it. It's people are like that makes no sense. I'm like I watch it and it's like this place that I'm sitting here, it might be gangster territory.
Your probably house is sitting on top of bodies or something.
Yeah, like I get why. I mean, I really like the show, but I can't I can't just sit here and go like, oh my god, I walk these streets every day.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, 1,000 years from now, they're gonna unearth bones and be treating them like they're in a museum and not know that that's a murder victim. That's underneath. Like they'll be excavating stuff in the museum and like,
dude, they're gonna find bones from murder victims. They're gonna find bones from crazy motherfuckers that buried their like sister because he slept with JJ across the street.
Well, but I'm just saying though, we go back in time and unearth Egyptian bones and cavemen and always come up with these theories. We leave out the theory that maybe the guy was murdered. Maybe someone bludgeoned the caveman to death.
Well, I mean, back in the day of Prohibition, I mean, that was just the whole thing was, Atlantic City was part of it, Philadelphia and all that stuff that laid the way to legalize alcohol.
Well, they really didn't want to legalize it because they made a lot of money.
Of course. The gangsters made a lot of money with the illegal alcohol. They made a ton of it. They made a killing.
Yeah, Prohibition. It's profitable. Just like if someone said you can't broadcast online, then people be begging to broadcast. But since we can all broadcast, people go, whatever, I'll get around to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, so, if you can't get something, it was illegal to like 1930s or whatever,
right?
Because it was just bloody, and now they legalize it.
Yeah,
Is it better?
Well, they legalized it, but then it loses its value. Like you really didn't alcoholics during Prohibition. If you notice, like we got all these alcoholics now that we got free drinks, But in Prohibition, people drank and enjoyed that 1 or 2 glasses a week of alcohol they could get and sneak and get our beer. But you didn't have a bunch of drunks walking the street because people knew, hey, I get in trouble just for being intoxicated.
Right.
Well, great responsibility.
Well, they got it because they didn't want to get high on their supply. They didn't want to get drunk on the hooch.
Well, they didn't have a lot, so it was like, hey, you buy a drink, you get 1, you get 2, and that's it, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't. People act like it flowed like wine. No, they had to sell it, and it forked the price. Now that alcohol's everywhere, you can have like what a band, like one of those bands that you put around. You can have free drinks forever.
Yeah,
for that night.
Plentiful. The quantity doesn't mean quality. So the alcohol was better in the past because it took time to make and it had to be more potent and in quality. You weren't going to be paying and going getting possibly arrested or shot over some cheap little beer. It better be some good beer.
Right, and it's tested and it's it's safe for you to drink. I mean, let's get to this drug policy, the drug war.
Well, you're do you do drugs? Have you ever done drugs?
I have done drugs a few times. I didn't go like, I'm not like,
I mean, have you ever smoked weed or?
I smoked weed once or twice. I mean, I like weed. I just, here's the thing. I don't do these things because I don't feel like doing them. It's not something I'm like, I'm not going to go out there. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to really get some weed today and just going to go light it up. Ooh, yeah.
But I'm saying you don't smoke or do heroin or crack or.
I've done all of those things. I've done it, but not like I don't go to places. I don't play the RPG game of like, oh yeah, I need some heroin today.
But have you done meth?
I have not done meth. That is one drug I need to try. I'm kidding. That's one drug I haven't tried yet.
I haven't lost my teeth yet. Let me try that.
Yeah, I haven't tried meth yet. I haven't. I need to clean my room. Maybe that would help. I can't sleep, but I need the cleanest house on the fucking street.
Well, that's the thing too about what you're into in the games. Contrary to popular belief, people who play video games or whatever don't really get into drugs. It's like it messes up their abilities.
Well, gaming is its own type of drug.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm just saying that's a positive that people don't look into. It has whatever problem. Nerds tend not to be drug addicts or alcoholics because their brains are just so important that they're like, I can't do my nerdiness if I'm drunk or if my brain is spaced out. I can't get into my things, so I need drinking and all that takes you away from it,
right?
So I'm the same way. I mean, I may drink a beer every so often, but I know I'm not going to be doing anything else. But most of the time I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking or figuring something out. I can't be getting drunk or high or something like that.
Well, for me it's like, it's not getting drunk or getting high is just, for me, I love video games. And I value video games higher than anything. I'm not saying higher than life, but to me, there is nothing better than sitting down to a computer and a keyboard, blasting someone's head off.
Well, I mean, that sounds very violent. You might get some treatment for that. But blasting people's head off. How long have you always felt the need to blast people's head off?
What are you, my psychiatrist now, Yogi?
Well,
you gonna put me on a couch, shackle me to it?
For intervention. This is the intervention show, the RavensDolphin intervention show. You seem to want to blow people's heads off, nakedness. Have you the shovel lately, late at night? Dig things.
I've done some things, but nothing crazy.
Have you been in the woods, like deep into uncharted sections?
What am I doing in the woods? What am I doing in the woods?
I mean, are those shoes yours, or did they belong to someone you once knew?
These are my shoes. I wear skateboarding shoes. They are my shoes.
No, the high heel ones that are hidden behind the wall.
I don't wear no fucking high heels. Okay, it was this one time, but I told you never to say anything about it.
But, did they belong to someone you collected them from?
You act like I took them outside and beat them with a bat.
Well, I mean, we found a few missing people. We're hoping you can help us find them. Wouldn't that be something if you got called in by the police and they go, how you doing, Raven? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Suspect of something. I'm always suspect of something. I always deal with police.
Yogi thinks I'm a psychopath, that I've hidden someone's body in the middle of the woods somewhere.
The psychopaths are never obvious. They're always the normal-looking people.
Are you saying I'm normal, Yogi?
No, I'm saying because you're not normal acting, you're not a psychopath. Psychopaths are always perfectly fitting into society, and you can't see them. And they're always, the anonymous looking person because they just mold into what everybody else is doing like a robot. But they're really psychopaths, But the people that people say, oh, that person's so extravagant or whatever, they could never be a psychopath because people would see them coming. They'd be like, there's that guy. He's real loud. He's over there. So, people always call people crazy who act outside and present themselves and be themselves. And those aren't the crazy ones. The crazy ones are the ones who go along with the crazy program effectively.
The insanity ensues, huh, Yogi?
Yeah, insane people are the ones who go along with the insanity.
The insanity keeps going.
Yeah, they just say, yes, we must do this. I say, no, we mustn't. Well, of course we do. Read the book and I've written on how we need to keep doing this.
Yes.
So that's That's what I found in life myself personally, is that the crazy people are the ones who act like they're so normal, because normal doesn't really exist. There are no perfect people. So you meet somebody who's acting so perfect, that person's crazy. They got body very simple.
That took me a while to realize that this world's, I thought for me, living in here is to find normal. It's to find it. It's like someone said, you're not normal, you have to find normal. And then you realize that there is no such thing as finding normal. There's no such thing as being normal. And then you just have to do what you have to do. And it was very hard for me because, one, being a dude that was diagnosed with ADHD, which...
But you don't really have ADHD. You're going faster than most people, and they can't keep up with it, so they just call it something. They're like, oh, he's ADHD. He's the shortest attention span. He's like, no, I just don't give a damn about things that way.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what you're trying to... I don't give a shit what you're trying to teach me. It's boring.
I've had the same problem. People think that you're that's what I mean by normal. Like, if you can fit in with these programs that are not normal, and they call you normal and validate you, say, oh, he's well adjusted. That's like saying, I'm beating this person to death every day, and they're taking it. They're well adjusted. You shouldn't be well adjusted to things that aren't really normal behavior. Those are the crazy people who well adjusted to this abnormal functionality of human beings. We created a species, and these people are being turned into robots.
Well, it's the kind of thing that we try to settle for this show. Is we don't want to be the status quo. A lot of places want to go like, all right, this is the status quo. This is what it is. Be what it is. And it's like, no, let's not be the status quo.
Right, I'm gonna put that on my status on Facebook. Don't be normal. Those are the crazy people.
They are crazy.
Yeah, don't follow the yellow line.
Don't follow the people that go like, oh, Justin Bieber, because
Jesus Christ, I know he's from YouTube and all that, but how do people get into that Drake, Bieber, this is popular, so I'm going to be into it because everybody else is into it.
Because it's fucking music. Because music is all about the following mentality. Everything, remember when remember back in the 70s or whatever, or even the fucking 80s, you could have actual music talent that it was like a taste of everything. Now everything is just dribbled bullshit.
Back in the day, I would say even probably, the late 80s was the end of a talented age, but it was like you couldn't even make the record. You can make a little recording on your cassette, but the quality was never equal to the record people.
Right.
So you had to practice, get yourself really good and precise, and then record, because there wasn't really a lot of erasing. If you erase it, then the quality is lessened. So you had to be ready for that recording. Where now that you can record digital, people just throw out anything in a half a second and then do it over and over again, or just they can do whatever they want, so they don't have the same drive to do it right to begin with. So,
and speaking of this wonderful technology, everything's auto-tuned. It doesn't matter. You could be the worst singer ever and you will sound wonderful.
I am a good singer.
Yeah,
but it's well, I'm auto-tune right now. Like, I'm not really talking. This is all from text. I'm just typing this in, and I have new technology that allows me to sound uniquely different in my voice.
right.
Why the reading of the text, and you will hear my voice, and I will sound normal. but that's the thing too.
I mean, I could write a hit album tomorrow with the right. What do you think?
Everybody think it.
What do you think? It's all gonna be about cocks and naked.
Maybe in your last life you was a dog, because they're actually technically naked.
Oh, fuck me.
Or it's just like a lot of hair on it. They got a tail too, though.
Yes.
It's got a weird having a tail, because it has no function other than, look at my tail.
I was a Great Dane in my former life. I don't know.
Maybe he's a collie.
Maybe I was.
Personality is based on the kind of dog they are, and the collies always look like they were sissy dogs.
They're not sissies. They just want to help too much. They're like, Lassie.
Piss ass dogs. Always up in your face.
You look like someone that would like Lassie because trouble at the farm.
No, I hate them dogs. We had a Lassie dog, named Edie. Hated that dog. Snitch. Always telling. I have some candy in my pocket. Sneaking a little candy. Right there in my leg, like, oh, he's got some chocolate. He shouldn't have the chocolate, right? Oh, I didn't think so. It's right there in his pocket. I'm like,
it's right there. I don't know about the chocolate, but I know something about this squirrel.
Yeah, no, he didn't like squirrels.
Should like, fuck squirrels.
No, I don't think the dog liked squirrels. But I had a dog named Kavik, which was like sort of a wolf dog, part wolf, part short-haired pointer.
What was he? He was like a Balto dog, so basically he was like, did he bay at the moon a lot?
No, but he would go away for weeks and come back, and I'm like, where'd you go, boy? He's like, I was on vacation. I just got back in town. So he would leave and be like, okay, I guess it's that seasonal, and he'd go out in the woods and go somewhere, and he'd come back like, okay, I'm done with that.
Half wolf. My aunt owned a cat that's half Bob.
That's dangerous having those kind of cats in your house.
Having a cat that's half Bob, you know it.
Yeah, like all of a sudden he doesn't get the right food. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to eat you then while you sleep. You wake up and you're like, my fingers are gone.
You know what? It was domesticated to death, so it was like it wasn't like just half bobcat. It was half something else.
Half orangutan.
Well, they got a regular cat, and then they got like a bobcat to fuck it or something, and then it came out like it was a small bobcat. I mean, it had the tail and everything. It had the stripes and all that stuff as a bobcat.
Don't you ever think human beings are just messed up? We mess everything up. I mean, animals are all right as it is, and we go, let's cross it with this and see what happens.
We didn't cross it with anything. They just said, hey.
In a box somewhere and say, y'all do your business and let's see what happens.
They took a domesticated cat and they took probably a domesticated bobcat, if that even fucking possible. Got them together and somehow they made a cat.
No, they do that stuff in the lab too. In artificial insemination, and make different animals.
So they get the semen from the bobcat and they stick it into a tabby. Oh, that's real fucked up.
Yeah, while it's asleep and they inject it and everything. But I mean, that's how they made. You remember that big cat that's like half lion and half tiger?
The liger? No, I don't know about that.
It's like bigger than a cat, a lion, and a tiger. It's big. It's like maybe like 12 feet tall thing. It's like a couple of tons. That's terrible. So I think we've made some animal people cross mixed genetic things going on out there. So I think that we've got some new species of humans going to be coming out of the lab soon. Don't mean to scare you.
No. I was just saying something, but yeah. You're not scaring me because I live on the internet.
Well, I'm just saying that it seems like we're all concerned with security, and I'm just not sure why they're so concerned with security and finding out stuff about us. Technically,
right?
But what is it they want to know? Maybe they're looking for some people.
I
know some of y'all not human, so we can spy on you and find which one of you are not the humans.
I'll tell you what they want. They want every bit of information. They want to know what kind of brand of underwear to what kind of shirt you wear. They want to know everything about you, to the computers you use, to anything. They want to know everything about you so they can sell you ads. They can sell you clothes. The economy is based on 70% of buying shit.
Yeah, but I mean, what is it they want me to do with this stuff? I gotta have money to buy it, and if you make it and I buy it, then I gotta go get some more money, so I gotta have a job, and it's like it's an imbalance. Like where's the money supposed to come from? All these things you wonder when I'm buying. I really don't think it's about what I'm buying; it's what I'm thinking.
It's what you're thinking. And it's all about buying. And, like you said, it comes back to thinking and buying. If you think about it, they will buy.
I had someone explain to me, they said, you know, what if they're trying to steal your information of thought, so that instead of paying you to think for them, they can just steal your thoughts, like your creative ideas or whatever.
Well, if they do that, then they know everything about you, what you're thinking, what you need, what you're going to eat. Then you type on, you sit down to Google, and it's just gonna say, oh, here's some pizza shops. Oh, thanks, Google.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to let me decide. They want to decide along with like a partner. I'm like, I can think for myself, but they want to steer you. Like, if you want pizza, well, then you want a pizza from this store who's paid us to influence you to come to their store to buy pizza.
That's what they want. They want they want you to come to that store. They want the information. Information is king in the information age. They want it. They want you to go to that pizza shop. They want you to care about the pizza that they're selling.
Right, you know what I mean? But it's like, what if they want me to do something that's not good for me, and like just like a cult? Like, I really think a lot of it's from that mindset of a cult leader, where it's time to drink the Kool-Aid.
Are you saying that these data things, they want you to turn into a cult leader and say one of us?
Yeah, they want to be the cult leader and be able to control what other people do, even if the people don't want to do it. They eventually will be inclined to do it, just like in cults, where you just sort of say, yeah, I think I'll drink the Kool-Aid. It's time for me to go. Then
don't drink the Kool-Aid. It's like, you ever watch The Matrix? All right. If you lick the red lollipop, you get sent back. If you lick the blue lollipop, you'll go insane.
Yeah, but what if your mind gets so inundated with thought process where it's not even that they have to tell you to do it, you feel inclined to do it because of all the thoughts you've been giving to make it acceptable? I mean, think about what you think about now. Why do you do what you do?
Because I can.
But I mean, what motivates you? You wouldn't play a video game if you didn't know it exists.
That's true. If I didn't know it exists, I wouldn't go for it.
Right. So, but if someone says, listen, we're going to get you this certain video game and this is the best as possible, then you think that's the best as possible. But, I know for a fact there's some highly advanced technology out there that's not in the consumer's hand. But your motivations are based on what you know. But what if you knew some other things? Then you can be motivated to that.
Right. And, information's king, and some people don't want to listen to the information. You can't force people to go like, okay, this is what it is, and you should know.
Well, that's what I'm saying, where the control part. If I can control what you know, then I can also control you. Yeah,
I mean, look, they want control. They want you to be dumb. Even Texas tried to ban free thinking.
Yeah.
They tried.
Yeah. They don't want to be influenced. It's about influence. That's the same thing like when you're doing your show. It's not like the regular broadcast where the FCC and they can control what gets out there. This is free,
right.
People are free to do it. But, what happens when people gain access to each other? That's the challenge, is that people aren't really listening to each other. They're listening to the controllers of the world.
Right. They're trying to feel good about themselves. Like my sister doesn't want to listen to anything else than the people are going to tell her exactly what she needs.
Right. Yeah. That feeds self-fulfilling prophecy,
I mean, look at Fox News. People listen to Fox News because it makes them safe and secure. People listen to MSNBC so they can say, oh, okay, the president did something good today.
Yeah.
And Fox News is that other place they go like, oh, the president's evil and he's going to kill everyone.
It's like a cartoon, but when I watch it, the guys they're very good at manipulating idiots.
And then you have CNN on the other side telling you like, oh, I don't know what Fox News is saying, but I don't know. And they sit in a corner and they pee themselves and they're like, oh, don't stare at us. We don't know.
But that's the whole thing too, is at least you're aware of the objectivity of that thinking. Most people aren't.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We should encourage people to think outside not only think outside the box, but think outside the norms of what you're hearing. I mean, you can hear it, you can see it, but you should question it.
Yeah, question yourself. I mean, I question myself all the time. I never say I know. I just say this is what I know about, and then I just keep analyzing it and absorbing new stuff. I don't really think I know anything.
Right.
I mean, I know technically I do know stuff, but I never act like that's top of the hill and that's the end of the story. It's what I know today. Tomorrow I know some more stuff, and keep it moving type thing, where some people sort of warehouse knowledge and say, I'm gonna live off this knowledge and that's good enough. And
that's the problem with my sisters. It's like, I don't care about your opinions. I don't care about what you're trying to tell me, because what you're telling me I hate. So why should I talk to someone that can't have a conversation?
Well, I mean, that's sort of sad that people don't want to know more. I mean, like, I don't want to hear negative stuff all day, but if a person's constructive about it and breaking it down, I'm gonna listen to it, because I want to know why they're so enthused about it themselves, so I can at least gain that knowledge, which is healthy,
It is healthy, and that's the thing. It's like with the YouTube age, people just follow the PewDiePie or follow the leader, and it's like, oh, this guy's so popular. And then people ask me, it's like, why you don't like him? I'm like, because I don't like him. I think this content sucks. But people are going to go get on my cases like, but he's popular. I'm like, who gives a shit?
Well, that's the catch-22 of it all. Like, we all want others to value what we do, but I don't know if I need 1 million people knowing what I'm doing and liking it.
Right.
Because I think that's really like the things I like. I don't like it for the reason the guy next to me likes it. Even though 1 million of us may like it, I like it for my particular reason.
Yeah, I like wrestling and My Little Pony, but I'm not going to force people. I'm not.
Little Pony. How do you like the Little Pony? Is that a thing? Or
it's not a dick thing, but yes, it's a thing for. I have 3 plushies, 3 of them, and here's the thing: people.
Is this like a serial killer prerequisite or something? Or?
No, you know what it is? It's a show. It's a show for 7-year-olds.
All right, you're probably 7-year-old, and you're like 50 or something.
I'm 26, but that's not the point. That's not the point how old I am. The show's geared to 7-year-olds.
But as I said, but you're not 7 years old.
I'm not 7 years old, but the show teaches really good morals to people who are my age.
So what does it say? Stop looking at this show.
No. I'm not saying stop looking at the show, but it's the thing about what you said about the nerds. The nerds, Star Trek and all that stuff. My Little Pony's just one of those. It's a smart show.
I mean, so I'm just saying I don't know what the show's about. I just know there's a pony involved. It's a talking show like Gumby and Pokey?
It is a cartoon. No, it's not. It is not a claymation.
No, but Gumby and Pokey, the show itself was a very moral show, and
it was very moral. This one's very moral. This one's geared to their spoils, and it's very colorful. It's kind of like a mix between Looney Tunes and an educational PBS show, but better, because it actually teaches you good things about being a good friend.
Okay. But it's very simplistic.
It can be very simplistic. Is
it very good with the retarded? I mean, is there something they put retarded children in front of and say, watch this Little Pony show? And
I wouldn't. No, it's actually a little deeper than most kid shows.
Also, so someone with mental problems couldn't handle it.
They probably could, but I'm just saying some things would probably fly over their head.
It's so harsh of you to say about people with mental illness.
Hey, I dealt with these people for a while. I'm just saying, you try to tell them a concept.
He's on the short bus for a reason. That's gonna fly over his head. That's all right.
I sat in the short bus for years.
Those are nice soft seats in the buses too.
They are very nice seats, and they tell you fasten the seatbelt. What bus has seatbelts?
But most of the people aren't really retarded. They're like, this is great. I get a chair. I get food. Somebody feeds me until I'm 50. That's great.
They don't feed you till you're 50. They beep a horn outside and go,
No, but I'm saying to be pretending that you have a mental illness like that. you know, like you're brain damaged and you're not really brain damaged, and people wash you and clean you, nurses rub you down. You're like, this is great. They got a paid nurse to come in every month and wash me down. All right.
If you're good enough to live until Medicare, yes.
I'm fine. No, but if you got a mental problem, they give it to you early, so therefore you can get the free bath, massages, they change your clothes. You don't have to even go to the bathroom. You can just, you know, use a restroom yourself. Someone will change it. You'll be getting diaper changes for the rest of your life. Free diaper changes. It's a good life.
Yogi, you should know all that.
What a life. It's like, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm retarded. So
Oh, yes. What is your career? Retarded?
well, you know, I get to go to a facility, get free food. People always give me up close parking spaces. Not that I'm driving, but you know, I got a little sticker.
Yeah, I'm retarded. You know, I have to call the van every day to get picked up to go to Target. I don't even know what a bill is, but the government subsidized my home.
Yeah, there you go. What a life, you know.
See, I don't
I
live next to the black people. I'm living in a good place where the white people are. That's gonna protect me. You know,
being poor and retarded are not a good combination.
but you are poor and retarded when you're on the government.
No, you don't have the government helping you. You know, it's like a scam. I'm joking, but I'm joking based on a real story of a person pretending to be retarded, and they found out he really wasn't, and he was getting all the benefits and all the help and everything else, and all he had to do was just pretend he was mentally retarded.
It's so easy, though. That's the thing. Like, for him...
Who would know that you're sitting and go, and you're really not really,
how is anyone going to prove, like, you know, how is anyone going to say, oh, yeah, that guy has issues?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I guess the family started it because it was like 3 people in the family, and the mother and the father, you know, to get aid and stuff, like just said, my children are learning disabled. And so they grew up, and, you know, 2 of them started okay, but he kept the routine going on his own life. So it's a good deal. He had a good run until he was like, I think 47 or something.
Well, here's the thing. For me, it's not like, you know, I hate the word learning disabled. It sounds like it's like a mental block. Yeah, I'm learning disabled. I always like the old George Carlin line of, you know, he said that it's not like I don't like the school. It's just whatever they're teaching in school was bullshit. And it's like, you're right.
If you're smart enough to figure that out, you should skip up some classes. You know what I mean? So if the kid's disruptive and they're smart because they think that I don't really like this.
Well, school's I didn't go to a conventional school, but school's a big.
You go to school?
I went to a special school in Mesa Landing.
What does that mean, like for retarded people?
Yes, for retarded people.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend your retardedness.
I'm not defending my retardedness.
I didn't know you're mentally disabled.
I'm a card-carrying retard.
Well, that should be a club. You know, retards are us.
I finally got my retard card. I got my Reddicker card. I finally got it.
I mean, I was born slightly retarded.
Aren't we all?
Well, I guess all babies are slightly retarded. They can't walk and talk at birth, so, you know. But, I mean, I'm just saying that everybody has some mental challenge, but it's really from what's challenging you, not necessarily that you are challenged. It's just something comes and challenges you, and that affects your life. So some people say, oh, he's out of it. It's good to be out of it because you don't want to be in it and be following all these other people doing crazy crap. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's good to be a little out there.
Dude, I was completely out there. I mean, it's not like I'm very good on computer. No one else can do what I do. Okay.
Also, like autistic?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like 1%, they said, and then that, and people are like, woo, you will never do any of the shit. And it's like, it's not a bad thing. Like I said,
it's not. I mean, I was a functioning illiterate for a while because I couldn't really read, but I could figure out what it said, so I could fake it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like I didn't know you could read. I'm like, well, I didn't know that wasn't reading. I'm like, I'd scan over and pick up a few words, and I'm like, okay, I got it. And I actually did get it.
But I'll say this about me, and I had good people in my life that actually told me exactly. They didn't tell me like, oh, you're so wonderful and blah blah blah. They didn't pamper my ass. They didn't put a diaper on me and say, isn't he so sweet? They hit me everywhere.
Diaper? I mean, they just had you walking around messing in the house like that?
No, I'm just saying they didn't. I mean, they didn't put kid gloves on me because how is this retard?
So you froze without gloves? You sit you out in the winter? This was abuse.
No, it wasn't abuse. I'm just saying it's like a lot of, kids today are so fucking pampered. I mean, Jesus Christ.
They are pampered. I mean, someone actually gives them food on a plate. You know what I mean? What's that about?
What do you want them to do? Eat from the ground?
Well, isn't that how it worked? I mean, I thought the dog bowl was my bowl. So I'm like,
what kind of fucked up house did you live in?
Well, Oprah.
That fed you in a dog bowl.
Said I was slightly retarded, but
are you saying you ate dog food? Are you just saying like, oh, I thought that was my bowl? It said my name on it.
My food, but then maybe it was the dog's food. I didn't.
How the fuck would I know? It just said food on it, so I ate it.
It was close to me, and I ate it. Yeah, it was edible. So, but back in the day, dog food was food. It was just in a can. It was real, meat parts. Nowadays, I don't know what the hell dog food is.
Oh my god, dog food is processed shit.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I'm like, what is this? And the dogs look at it like, are you kidding me?
Dogs don't give a shit. They'll eat it.
Not really.
Dude, if they're hungry enough, they'll fucking eat it.
Yeah, but that's just abuse. I mean, if you starve enough, you'll eat a piece of wood, if you're starving. So,
right.
Anyway, so you eat your own foot and you're hungry. But,
I'm just saying, dog. You just don't know about that. Hello? Oh no! Did I lose my connection to the world?
Hello.
You're back. You're back now.
Oh yeah, it just backed off.
Oh
okay.
no.
No, but I mean, it's just that with the same with your show. You've gone through all these changes with your show, evolutions, but it's like you're at that point of I've done this. Now I got to go in a different direction.
Yeah, it's not that I've done this. Yeah, we have done it, but we have, this show wasn't supposed to be something. It's supposed to be a run-in for all games. Supposed to be an all game show, which I'm sad of the all game shows myself. As we're content creators. I know people are like, how dare us? We are content creators. And to them, they don't take that seriously. They don't take the mantra of being content creators seriously.
Well, I mean, they have to now because of what all these fights over technology and, the different people fighting over who can have what speed of connection. It's all about content now.
Right.
If you just having something that's technically accessible is not enough. It has to be something that rises above the norm. The norm is so good.
It just has to be something.
Well, it has to be unique, which means it has to be flawed.
Right.
Perfection is boring.
Perfection is boring.
Yeah, all these super fast, wonderful technologies have gotten boring because there's nothing that you feel like I'm doing anything with. I'm pressing a button and there it goes and that's it. The thrill is gone. I don't get to customize anything. Like they made all the interfaces on computers now flat. Like there's no gradients, there's no graphics. It's all
everything's getting flatter.
Yeah, I'm like, this is for simplistic monkeys. You know what I mean? It's like a lab and say, oh, a chimp can do it. Okay, give it to the people. And it's reduced down to that level. Not even words, just a picture. Like here's a graphic. Do you want that? Press it. Bink. Oh, okay. Not even sound. It's just there's no feedback to it. It's like you don't get anything except perfection. Perfection is devoid of any emotional interactivity. You press it, it does what it needs to do in the story. No sound, no, feeling that it's sort of a texture here versus there, no depth to it. It's all the same level. And that's very much a mind control kind of thing. And I tell people that, they go, oh, you're crazy, whatever. It's just simple. It makes it easy. I'm like, simple and easy don't go together with creativity.
Yeah. You gotta be a little insane to be creative.
Yeah, you have to shake it up and risk something. If you make it so simple that an idiot could do it, guess what? You become an idiot.
Well, that's the thing about these all game shows that, I'm not saying I've been on there and I left, except for, if I'm not pleasing the 5 people like the FSDs of the world, the Chris Christophers of the world, the Mites of the world, even if it's just FSD that's getting the fucking entertainment, that's it. That's someone's going to walk away happy.
Well, you have to stimulate the mind in a way that they wouldn't know what's coming next.
Right.
If you could predict it, it's like it's already a show that's been done before that person even opened their mouth, because they're just going to follow that script and say, we expect the person to say, and blah, blah, blah. So it becomes very much a blah, blah, blah life, a predictable life,
Right. And, it's like Cat and Fox. The problem with Cat and Fox, for me, is it's a show on all games. Just for example, they do anime, and they talk about anime. I don't know shit about anime. I know anime, I feel anime, but it's not a show that I can just listen to and go like, oh, I'm going to tell you about anime. I'm going to tell you about about Japanese schoolgirls and shit. Yeah, Yogi's not crazy on the... Chris Christopher says, Yogi's not crazy on that point. It's a form of mind control. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yogi, you and me, we're basically on the same point.
I'm not seeing the chat. Is somebody talking in the chat?
Yeah, Chris Christopher is saying Yogi's not crazy on that point. It's a form of mind control.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just so people listening to me can know my background, I worked in information technology in the Navy. So my background is in all of this, know. So part of it is not, so much secretive. It's just a methodology, and it's easy to apply it in the military because you got a captive audience. But those same methodologies are applied not so much in a mean way or controlling way, but if you need to get masses of people to do the same thing on their own, you have to have a system in place that allows them to feel like I'm independent, but they're working in concert with a bigger picture. And it's the same methodology. Right. Everything's very simple. Like they don't have, it's gray and black. There's no colors unless it's very important. Everything's square and angular and perfectly aligned and systematically put in spots because that's where they will always expect it to be, because you just got to save time in people's comprehension. So it's not a bad thing for military type things or learning type things, or you want a pilot to learn how to fly a jet at 100 and zip miles an hour. He'd better be able to figure that out in seconds, because he can't be looking around for everything. So you learn how to coordinate and put things in certain spots. But to see the same thing on the internet and with technology moving in that controlling way, it's one thing to say I'm Sony and I'm gonna make my device, and then someone else makes their device, that they're getting to the point of saying, let us all make these simplistic devices so that everybody's in sync and everybody's functioning a certain way. And that's the very purposeful ambition of control. And it's like, why do you need to control me? I'm not a troops, I don't need your help in the mass unless you really want us all to function in mass. So why do you need us all to function in mass? Can I be an individual? And they're like, not really. We need you all to function together. And that's where individuality is a crime. It's like, how dare you think individually? You should be following the script. So someone like Raven and doing a show, you may not have zillions of people, but people will see the podcast and playback that may not go watch it live, because a lot of people are afraid to step out that matrix of sorts. It's like, oh, I don't want to be seen as going outside my prescribed way of functioning.
Right.
But they'll watch the podcast. And so that's the great thing about recording and playback is you don't have to be there live, but you will get a chance to hear it on your own later.
You get
So
to
that's
see it.
part
You
of
get
the
to. Now it's video podcast. You get to see me. You get to see, my little
that's
Pony
kind of
posters
scary.
and Pokemon.
You might mask. You ever try a mask? You ever thought about that? Anonymous?
You're talking to a guy. You're talking to a guy that back at Operator 11 showed nothing but a screen. This is a step up
That's
from
right.
me.
Yeah, for the first year and a half, I didn't know what you looked like. I just heard
For the
your
year and a
voice, I'm
half,
like,
we were mysterious motherfuckers. We literally, it
it
was.
was like a bunch of voices. We're like,
You
is
want to
it
know
not?
what
Are
you know
y'all
what
in the
Tekken games were when we started? It looked like it didn't look like that, but it's like it literally was. You wouldn't know it. You wouldn't
It
know.
was a graphic,
It was a graphic. It was a graphic.
but the graphics were great. It was like a silent movie with sound without the movie. So it was like a reverse of a silent movie. It was like a silent visual. You know what I mean? Like I didn't see a film, but I heard a story and going on behind the scenes.
Yeah,
And the
you know.
visuals are great. Graphic, and you go, okay, but then y'all be talking for the longest. It was like, isn't this a video show? Why aren't they putting up video?
Well, I
That was the
hated.
criticism. Why aren't they putting up video? Get them on camera. And you're like, we're all on camera. Here's a picture. Boop. And there'd be some crazy picture.
Yeah,
Like, there's our video. Yeah. And you put on some wild video or something.
Yeah, we'll just
And,
play like a YouTube clip, and it's like, okay, there's a YouTube clip.
Yeah, that's the Yogi fish face. So now people know what I look like. So in case they want to rob me, they can see me. Thanks a lot, Raven. I was trying to stay mysterious, hoping they wouldn't find out I was a Negro man.
Oh, we can pretend you're a white dude named Yogi.
What I was trying to pass for a Yugoslavian.
Fine, the Yugoslavian Yogi fish.
That's not really my picture. I stole that from some black guy, some homeless guy.
Yeah. The real Yogi's going around town. You know what Yogi's doing right now? He's passing out free candy to kids.
Not kids. F them kids. Get a job. Get a job.
Is that what you're doing to the kids now, Yogi?
That's what I do at Halloween when they come by to say trick or treat. I say I got a trick for you and I got a treat for you. Go get a job. You bums. Get out.
Yogi takes 50 cents and throws them at the kids.
No, I ain't giving them no money. I rob them. So what you got in the bag, kid? Give me your candy. Get out of here.
So you're saying your free candy bins now just a bitter machine?
That's a great way to get candy. Wait for them to get all the candy from other neighbors, then rob
What are
them.
you, Bad News Barrett now? Do you just rise out of this? Do you rise out of the freaking? Oh, sorry.
Deal, and then open a candy store. Sell it back to them.
Yeah, Yogi goes, I got some bad news. Get a job.
Get a job. Yeah. That's kind of therapist I would be. Someone come in and say, well, here's my problem. I say, you know what your problem is? You got a big mouth. You need to shut up. Now get out of here and pay the secretary. That's what people need. Hard-nosed information. They don't need all this, pampering stuff. It just makes people. I'm not into making people stupid. Get a smart brain. Get going. That's what people need. I'm
not into. Like I said, if I ever become a father, I'm
joking. Just letting people know I'm joking. Don't get upset. Don't send me letters. And,
don't worry. Don't worry. They're gonna send it to me.
But I was slightly retarded.
So am I. But that's the thing. It's like people. I'm not gonna joke. I was born fucked up.
I think you're a little bit more. Do you have baby pictures?
I once somewhere. Final had some of them. Final had some.
I didn't have any baby pictures because I thought I was going to die.
You know what? All my baby pictures look like I was a fucking girl anyway. They could have dressed me up in a dress,
I thought you were a girl. I'm sorry. No, your name was Raven.
Dude,
I'm sorry. I thought you was a dyke or something.
I'm just saying.
I thought you were like, a dyke. I didn't know that you were.
I'm just saying. I was gorgeous when I was 3.
Oh, what happened after that? I mean, did it something kick in and that was?
Then I turned guy. You know, it's like I had nice flowing black hair. You know,
like he's such a cute, and they're like, oh, what happened? Oh, well.
Yeah, they were like, oh, that's such a cute little girl, and I'm all like, yeah, I bet. Too bad they don't know anything.
I had none of that going on. I had people come up to me talking about giving my mother money for donations because they thought it was Salvation Army, you know, like help the poor kid, retarded kid. And my mother, she's in front of a store long enough, they gave her money. I'm like, well, what's this for? Oh, help him, get him something. He's a poor thing. My name was Poor Thing for the longest time, right? Like,
you know, yeah, people were giving Yogi money because he had a goatee when he was 3 and glasses and a big nose. So people were like, holy shit.
I did have glasses and big bifocals to help straighten my eyes out because my head was too big for my eyes. You know what I mean? So I sort of grew odd. So it was more or less a vision thing.
Yogi's head was so big it dragged on the fucking floor. It was like, ah.
I couldn't hold my head up. My neck was strong.
Sure couldn't.
Yeah,
he was dragging his head like a Neanderthal.
Yeah, you know, like babies crawling. I never got the crawling part. You know, I mean, it was like, hey, this ain't gonna work, man. I'm just gonna roll over. So I was a rolling baby. I rolled.
I'm just saying. And then he turned 18, and then it worked out.
No, actually, when it was like my legs. I was born out of proportion. So it was like I had a big head, and I could think, but I couldn't, you know, mobile skills.
Yogi's a Lego Brock.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was a project, you know, a science project.
Your mother had to rebuild you every night?
I'm not sure I was actually born. I think I was created. Because I ain't got no baby pictures. I used to tell my mom, I said, boy, I ain't got no baby pictures.
From space.
Said, well, we didn't know if you were going to live, and they didn't think it was good for me to be too attached to you.
Are you saying, are we saying that Yogi is the $6 million man?
I'm not sure how I got here or where I came from, but, you know, I used to have to go to a lot of medical facilities as a kid on a military base. So that
I think Yogi came from Jerry Springer. We need to send him back.
I don't know, man. It was back in the day when they were experimenting and, you know, Area 54 and all that. And I'm from out in the middle of nowhere, so you never know how
Oh
it
no.
happened.
Oh no. Oh no. So yeah,
I've always done well with
the government's always around.
I never had a problem. Like, people are scared of the government and NSA. I would say to the audience listening, to those of you listening to the sound of my voice, don't be afraid of your government. Your government is afraid of you. So,
is that true? I don't think that's true. I do not fucking think that's true. They are not afraid of you.
Let's walk this through, Raven. Why would a massive, strong, powerful force need to be concerned with what you're doing in your email?
Well, they're not.
There's no bombs in.
They're not concerned with my email. They only got like a smoothing of it. You act like they go through my. Yes.
So I mean, why are they afraid of what RavensDolphin is doing in his email? Can't they sort this out and say, "Oh, Raven, no problem. Let's don't worry about him." No, they like, let's check him too. You know.
Well, they're checking everything because they don't know. They don't know what they're getting, but they only got a sniff of whatever. It's AT&T, Verizon, and all these other companies that are collecting this data.
But if you go outside your house and you see a big person, a rough-looking person, and a little bitty person, which one are you going to be worried about?
All of them.
So if the little bitty person looks so frail and scary, you're going to worry about that person killing you. And there's a big giant person who's got a criminal record of killing people. And then you got another person who's, you know, mild-mannered average. Which one should you focus on?
Right.
All of them?
It comes back to what we were talking about. They know everything that you were doing. They know. You know, you think you have that drug habit, no one knows.
I don't know everything they're doing. I don't have a drug habit.
I know you don't, but they know. They know that I have a PlayStation. You know, they know that I have a PlayStation 4 and a Wii U. They know. They know that.
But then what do they do with it? That's such trivial knowledge to have.
What do they do with it?
I
You
know
know
what
what?
you
I don't
want to
fucking
read,
know
but
what they do with it. They just have it.
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe they
That's
want to
what we
sell it.
missed
Maybe
it.
they want to sell it to advertisers. Who fucking knows? Maybe they want to see if terrorists like to play video games.
See, advertisers used to be intelligent. They used to go out and do market research. They used to work on gut feelings. They used to hire people that could actually think rationally.
Yeah, think
And it was a
outside of the
profession,
box.
You know. Now
I
they
mean,
got idiots who can only look at a screen and get data and say from the data it says this versus I got a knack for analyzing the way the world is.
That's
I'm
why
part of
we
it.
had technology in the
hire me.
90s. In the 90s, you could do market research, except for you see what sticked around the wall. Sometimes you get success, sometimes you don't.
Right. And that took skill. It took individuality. Now they can hire XYZ person with no high school education.
Oh, they have
total
high
idiot,
school.
and plug
It's
them
not
into
that
the
they're a total idiot. It's just they have the credentials. They just don't. They're like, oh yeah, whatever. It just works out.
They're hiring total idiots. I've worked with them, and some of those people are total idiots. I don't know how they got the job, since the job was so simplistic that they were doing. Any idiot could do it. So it didn't take a skill set to do that job. It took someone who was given the privilege of doing it, but their privilege came with the fact they weren't qualified. You
Right.
know? So that's part of the deal too is, you're working with a skill set where a lot of people technically don't have a skill set, but they work in the technical field. They know how to press the right button.
Yeah, they know. Yeah, yeah. We all know about that drone strike. They know how to press the right button.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So ideally, like the drone thing, they devoid of emotional behavior, just do what I say, and it's so simple. Press that button.
Yeah, press
this
that button, and it is what it is.
Right, and don't think, because actually you don't.
No,
think, 'cause
they
you don't.
They don't want you to think. Then you become. They want you to be a fucking brick in the wall. You know that song? We don't need no education.
It's easier to get an idiot not to think than to get a smart person not to think.
Yeah, if you get a smart person, they're gonna say like, "Hey, why the fuck are we doing this?"
Right. So that's why they hire idiots, because thought is not a part of the process to be extracted out of them. Like you trying to get a job in these kind of fields, they'd have to mold you and shape you into another mentality.
And if they do, just know that you have your own mentality. People go like, "Oh, I need to." Yeah, you just have to be your own. You have to be an individual, or you'll be like my sister and just follow what everyone is. Not follow the leader, follow everyone.
Is your sister there?
My sister lives here. Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's
I
my
was
sister.
going to be a guest.
I would, but she wouldn't listen to either of us.
Well, let's test this theory out. Because you've never had a sister on. You talked about them. They've never been on your show. So for first,
well, Dallas has been on the show. I'm not bringing my sister on.
I've never seen Dallas.
I'm not bringing Dallas in, or Turquoise, or any of them.
He's scared, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not scared.
Breaking point of fear within RavensDolphin is, oh no, I can't bring them on. It would be too much. I go with the big girl in Newark, but hey, my sister on? No, baby.
Dude,
what's the girl?
It was Maria. It was Maria. She didn't live in New York. She lived in Pleasantville.
No, Newark. Remember the big girl you dated in Newark and she cheated on you?
No, it was Maria, and she wasn't from Newark.
Well, who was the girl that cheated on you?
The same person.
Also, Maria, the big girl, biggest house, cheated on you.
Yeah, you know what? High school was a bitch.
No, this was recent. This was not high school. This was on the show. You did a show, and there was a girl you went and saw, and then you found out she cheated on you.
Nah, that probably happened, but that's probably not from Newark. But the only big girl I knew was from Newark.
You know the girl I'm talking about because you did a show with her, and you was talking about, I forget her name, and her mama caught her cheating, having sex with.
Yeah, that was Maria. That was the thing. It was like we're all on this. Okay, for anyone that didn't know, we did a little voyeur with a friend of mine. She didn't know she was recorded, but yeah, it was. Yeah, so one time we were just talking and I have the audio. I should post it on the 28th and people like, but that's really fucked up. That's basically like an essay. But she dropped one of the most fucked up lines in that whole conversation that changed tech and games forever.
Yeah, that
Which
was the turning point of you became Maury Povich.
it was like Maury Povich, just like everyone was quiet. We called Maria. It was about a 40-minute conversation. And then like during the 40-minute conversation, she said like, oh yeah, I was sucking Robert's dick. And then his mother walked in. And for me, I'm like, oh fuck me. This is recorded and it's gotta be on the podcast.
It was a classic. I mean, because you're still technology to social commentary.
Well, I know that was bad to do, but the thing about it was bringing real life into it. Like things you're like,
I mean, she knew you, so that was approval enough.
yeah, she knew
You
me.
didn't say you wasn't recording. You did the corporate thing.
I mean,
never said I was recording.
I mean, these girlies will tell me anything, really. I mean, I give them an ear and they'll tell me like, oh yeah, last night me and Robert did some 69 and shit, and it's like, all right, that's good to hear. I'm glad that you liked it. Did you guys wear a condom? And she like,
I've just figured out what it is you are, man. You're like a sex therapist.
you know what? It seems like I am. People tell me
You could be a sex.
people tell me they're fucking sexual stories.
You could do that. Do it online. I mean, like right now, you're sitting in your chair just like a therapist.
Yes, tell me your sexy stories, and I'll tell you how horrible you are.
You can help the strippers.
Yes, I can help
You
you.
should get some cards. Hand them out to strippers. A sex therapist and a choreographer.
See, I have a name for my sex therapist, Jade Murray.
Hmm.
Dear Jade, last night I went to a client's house, and he wanted me to go down on him, but he only gave me $50. Is this bad? Always
too cheap. I'm trying to raise my prices.
Here's a picture of me. One, you shouldn't charge $50. You should charge $100. And two, an hour's an hour.
Yeah, go in there with a stopwatch.
Yeah, go. Yeah, time it on your. Do you have an iPhone? Time it on your iPhone, and then when it's done, get out.
There you go. See, you can lead people to being prostitutes with dignity. That'd be your single. RavensDolphin, sex therapist, prostitution with dignity.
See, that's what I was gonna say to my sister. But like, you can really be a really good prostitution if you shut the fuck up.
Well, you be a pimp, boy. You gonna pimp your own sister. That's a super pimp right there. I'm gonna pimp my own sister.
I ain't pimping my own sister. I'm just saying that is one road to hoe. I can't do it.
You call your sister a road hoe.
That's one. No. You know what? She does her own thing. She'll put on her makeup and look sexy. I'm like, who are you looking sexy for? You're not putting out for anyone.
That's terrible, man. See, my sister, I never tell them I don't have any sexual conversation with them, but they're very free.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. You can't have conversations with me because I will. You talk about something, I'm gonna talk about it like it's normal. People like, wait, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, as I'm saying, I mean, you obviously come from a very free and open family. But everybody in my family was free and open with me, so I'm still sort of that way. I'm mentally a male, healthy male, but I just don't verbalize it like a lot of people verbalize things. So you verbalize ways I don't verbalize.
Right.
I mentalize, mentally, but verbally I'm like, it just don't come out like that.
Right. But I'm just saying about like, yeah, verbally it's just gonna come out naturally. It's just it's just the nature of the beast.
Well, because that's what I'm saying. That's part of your technology, your wiring.
Right.
Technology is just a manifestation of our internal wiring, We create things that mimic us in convenient ways. So like video games, we're playing video games in our head all this time, but now we've manifested that into a physical form, and now we can interact with other people and, take it out of our head and put it into a machine. But that's also taking away our creativity.
Gaming's gaming, man.
Because we don't play video games in our head.
No.
There's a lot of games that your mind will play that won't play it now because you got a machine that will play it. So,
we have simulations.
Yeah, you have something to grab and outside your head, so you won't do it in your own head because you're like, oh, I can just turn this thing on and off I go, versus turning on your own creativity in your own mind.
Yeah, but people think just seeing those images is going to create people being assholes, and most of the time it doesn't.
No, but I'm just saying what it does is it turns people into empty shells, because what's in you takes out of you, and therefore you put everything about you into a machine, and now you won't think creatively because you just turn on the box and it'll be your creative stimulation.
That depends on the person, really. Some people are morally bankrupt because who their surroundings are. Some people create that morally bankruptcy.
Well, I mean, I do a lot of social things, interaction with people. So the older people tend to imagine the future socially different than young people when they're protesting. So when we're protesting as adults, we're like, we want to get this world to be a certain way because we know that's the way it can be. Where the younger ones are like, let's bring down the state, let's destroy this, let's destroy that. I'm like, what would that look like, a destroyed world? But you're living in this capitalistic society and enjoying that. Do you really want to live in this destruction everywhere world that you keep imagining? And their imagination is not real because they haven't really created their own vision of the world. They've got an artificial creation of the world that they're interacting with. So it's easy for them to say, let's destroy the state, because they don't have a visual interpretation of what the world should look like for themselves. They're only responding. So, are you getting your sister?
No, I'm not getting my sister. She is not coming on. I'm sorry.
I think you actually. I tell you what, you can actually walk down at your wireless. You can walk to her and have a conversation.
I'm not going. There is no conversation.
You could actually have a conversation. You could walk to her and say, "Hey, sister, how you doing?" She could say, "Get the hell out of my face."
I am not doing that.
So I've never seen you actually become shy and reserved. This is the first time I've ever seen in the history of RavensDolphin texting game go, "Oh no." I've seen you sit in a bookstore and say, this total stranger in a bookstore. Remember that show?
They're fucking total strangers. What are they gonna do?
I've never seen. Is this a Achilles heel with you? It's like everything else is everything. No, my sister. Oh, no. That's your kryptonite. Superman has kryptonite. His sister is a kryptonite. It's like, look at you on camera. Oh, please. You're like, you're sweating, man. I see beads of sweat coming off your head. Man. You're like,
oh, lordy, master. Don't let me get my sister.
You shy away from anything. You're like, oh, man, hey, I walked down the street. What was that girl you had sex with behind a trash dump?
That was...
You're like, hey.
Yeah. We can call her, but that won't be an interesting conversation, though.
No, but I'm just saying, you've done wild things, and now just to talk to your own sister in your own house, you're like going flush. You're like, whoa, no.
Yeah, oh, hell no.
So now, forever and ever, I'll be saying, hey, how's your sister? And you'll be going, oh, no, don't say even sister. Don't say that.
Look, it's myself fucked up. And it was like, for me, it's like, I just got done seeing Victoria. At least she knows how to put out.
Yeah, but you're talking about your own flesh and blood sister.
Right, she should defend herself. But she ain't going to defend herself. She's a fucking fortress of impenetrable bullshit.
So she wouldn't come on and just say for your anniversary show, "Hi, folks, I'm the sister. He gets on his nerves." Bye.
No, she wouldn't say that. She would be all divaed out. She probably had to put on makeup and all that
That's
shit.
good. That's good. I mean, the audience is demanding.
Dude,
So look at the
dude.
audience. The crowd is cheering. Yes, 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 yes,
Oh, now you're Daniel Bryan.
yes, 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 yes. Like,
Oh,
what's the thing? Jerry, Raven.
fuck you. All right.
Maybe you need a co-host for your show. Maybe that could be your new thing this year. You have a co-host. Your
A
sister
co-host
comes in
that I'm
every
gonna
so
fucking
often.
strangle? Yeah, that would be a great show.
That'd be good, though. I mean, this is on-air therapy intervention.
Will this be
You
the
can't
will this be the show that Raven strangles his co-host? Tune in to find out.
Well, it's being recorded. Okay, yeah, we got tape. But I mean, I'm just saying, though, everybody has that point where they say, "This was my breakthrough moment, where I overcame something that was limiting me." So this is the moment, Rick, where you say, something I don't want to do, I have to move beyond and say, "Sister, I need a favor. I'm doing a show.
No.
I just need you to say hi and then bye." And
No,
and then on
I
camera
mean
say,
she should defend
Yeah.
herself. So I'm gonna stop saying things about her.
"No, look at he's nice, scared." He's like, "Oh no." It's like Dracula. "Oh no, not the cross.
Yeah, not that.
I've never seen you in this moment. And this is a whole different RavensDolphin." It's like you become religious or something. You're like, "Oh no, I can't do morality.
Yeah, speaking of religion,
I can't go there now. Let's
Yes.
not mess around.
speaking of
Let's go deal with some
religion,
heroin." But
speaking of religion,
Ooh.
did you see what they're doing in Arizona?
Having your sister on the show live, I think so.
No, you haven't seen what happened. Yeah, fuck my sister. Get
Every time I
you
see her, I'm gonna
pedo,
say,
get my
"Hi,
sister out of my.
What's her name again? Which
T.
one are you afraid of? Dallas?
I'm
That's her name,
afraid of all.
Dallas?
I'm afraid of all of them. It's not. They get on. It's not they get on my nerves. It's just like, we're all. My mom just had surgery, and we're all just sitting here trying to fucking try.
Serious. How's your mother doing? Is she all right?
Yeah, she's walking and doing things. It's like, after she got the surgery, we'll just sit here like a bunch of fucking logs.
But you're the life of the party. You know what I mean? That's part of the deal too. What you doing a name tag on your thing? Would you have to go to a rehab center or something?
No, this is part of the shirt. This is a Decepticon shirt.
Oh, it's built into the shirt?
It's built into the shirt.
That is freaky. Shirt.
I got this from New York Comic Con because I think that there's this Transformer game that I've heard is still coming. Like they put out a new trailer for this MMO RPG that is web based. This is a web based MMO RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Which sounds cool. I want it to happen. And that was the first time I met the My Little Pony people.
Oh, you met the Pony people.
I met these people.
And what do they think of a grown man saying, "Hey, I love you"?
They were grown men.
They said, "What did your children think of it?" He said, "Well, I have no children. I'm just lucky to show myself."
Mm-hmm. Look, My Little Pony is a wonderful show.
Grown people are making this stuff, so obviously their brains are there too. It's not like children are making the picture.
I mean,
So
children love.
Same point that grown people made this. So get off my back.
Well, I'm just saying, if you ever watch kids' TV show, it is dreadful.
I haven't watched it in a long time. I mean, I don't really watch cartoons. I don't even watch The Simpsons or anything like that.
Actually, a lot of TV today is just dreadful.
I really don't. I'm making my own stuff. I mean, you've seen some of what I'm working on, so I'm making my own.
Yeah, we're
technology.
gonna create the real world. We're not talking about the MTV world. We're talking about the real, raw, in your face, chair shot to your head kind of raw.
I am away from mediocrity.
Yeah, we're getting
out the matrix. Come into the movement.
Like they said about this show, we're gonna tell you what you don't want to hear.
Yeah. or tell you what you didn't know that you could even possibly think to hear.
Yeah, we might upset you a little bit, but you kind of know that we're kind of right. We're gonna try.
Yeah, I mean, it's stimulating to the mind. You know what I mean? Like if you try to train a dog and never take them outside, they're not going to do much. And then when you take them outside, they're going to go crazy.
Right.
You know, if you keep them outside and give them a routine or whatever, then they're not going to be crazy because they're going to be well balanced. You know, a lot of people aren't well balanced, and then when they come up against something that's outdoors, they go crazy. You know, so to keep from going crazy, get a well balanced dose of the various world's possible realities, you know, and life will be good. But if you stay in the house, literally, mentally speaking, as far as thought processes, and it's always the same, it's always safe, one day you'll get shocked and go crazy, you know, and the government might be the one to shock you because they want you to go crazy, you know. And it's not conspiracy theory either. It's just the way the human brain works, you know. What is it? Is it rip? What's that mean?
It's a pay-per-view for wrestling.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Elimination.
I think people watching Walking Dead.
No, they were talking about the elimination. We're big on wrestling. We love our wrestling here.
Oh, I don't want to take everybody away from their wrestler. Actually, a friend of mine is a wrestler, and he's going to be starting back his career wrestling. He's going to be a manager in low-level wrestling in Long Island, New York.
Ooh.
But he's a famous wrestler.
I fucking love wrestling.
Actually, I think maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know him. He was on Block TV too. He did a show with another guy that was a wrestler, but he's coming back into wrestling again. He does little videos now. He's
no, I you know, wrestlings are great. You know, people say it's so fake, but that's what draws me to wrestling. It's not the fakery of it. It's just it's like walking. Oh well, the determination.
They really are picking up another human. They're picking up a human being. Well, the determination may be predetermined,
right?
But they still got to get to the end result. You know,
right.
The theater may fail.
Yeah, it's just like watching a TV show. It's all predetermined. But why the fuck are we watching the TV show anyway?
Well, different TV show is recorded predictable.
Right.
This is live, unpredictable, predictable. You know
that's what they want you to think.
Yeah, well, it's like a circus. The guy's going to go in the lion cage. We know he's supposed to come out, but the lion might snap today.
Yeah, the lion might be on the rag today. You just don't know.
Yeah, a lot of these wrestling matches are scripted, but they don't stay in the script. The guy might slap you upside the head when he wasn't supposed to.
One of my favorite,
since it's a script,
YouTube stuff. Yeah,
the guy snaps. You know. No, I'm saying that the guy may snap in the wrestling match with the Hulk, because the Hulk has gone off script a lot.
Hulk Hogan.
And he's like,
yeah.
oh, I just felt he slapped the guy, and the guy like he looked shocked, but I knew he was supposed to pick me up over my head, and I knew I just wanted to make sure he used a little bit more adrenaline to make it better.
I love how Mike said.
Pick me up.
I love how Mike said, "Spoiler: Randy still got belt." Like, yeah. Here's the thing. I know you don't watch wrestling. Randy Orton. He's a wrestler. He's really stale, and people hate him.
Savage?
No, he is Cowboy Bob Orton's kid, and he's really stale. In the ring, people don't want to see him.
Bob Orton's kid.
Yeah, Cowboy Bob Orton's kid is Randy Orton.
Wants to see Cowboy Bob Orton. No one wants to see Cowboy Bob Orton.
No one wants to see Randy Orton either.
He was pale. He had no physicality. He wore boots and a hat, and all he did was talk.
See, you know Cowboy Bob Orton.
Yeah, I grew up with that wrestling. Dick Bruiser and the Thor and all these other people, blonde-haired wrestlers. You know, but Cowboy Bob Orton he didn't do anything but talk and wear a cowboy hat and some boots.
Right. So Randy Orton is his kid.
Another boring wrestler. Wow.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's stale. He's stale. It's just, you know, he's not a bad wrestler. He's like Stare Oreos. It's like, yeah, he was good once upon a time, and he probably is still good. He's just he's not drawing like
But
he
I
should
bet
be.
you he would bring his sister on the wrestling match. I'm sure he would do that. He
I'm
wouldn't be
I'm
afraid
sure
of
his
that.
sister would be very probably boring and probably talk
He'd probably
about.
throw her over the top rope just for the entertainment, for the sake of entertainment. Right?
I mean,
It is an entertainment.
he did kick
Quiet.
Vince Mc. Allegedly, he did kick Vince McMahon in the skull.
Well, there you go. Entertainment. That's the job of an entertainer. Like, you're an entertainer. You're a technologist entertainer.
I am an entertainer.
There's some things that sacrifice for the show.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let it out there. Look, that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm not scared to let it hang out there. You know, some people are like, oh, if you say too much out there, people are gonna get mad. I'm like, it's out there. Guess what? I said it. It's out there. What's gonna happen? If it comes back, it comes back.
Anything can happen. I'm not one to be afraid. I tend to be afraid of boredom. That makes me nervous. If something little action going, I'm like, all right, we're moving. We're keeping it moving.
Yeah,
I
little
hate to be
drama
stagnant
here and there.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't want to die boring. You know, I want to get hit by a car. I don't want to just fall down the steps and that's it. You know, I want to go out with a bang. Like, I want to be in the newspaper. You know, Yogi Fish was found dead in a pool from the alien spaceship, dropped from 100 miles in the sky, and they found him in a spacesuit. This mystery's still unfolding.
I want Yogi to walk outside to pick up his morning newspaper. The snipers are gonna come. The snipers are gonna come.
Well, I do have snipers across the street from me. There's a CIA office right across the street from me.
I'm just saying. That's what should happen.
Like, across the street from a CIA office, and they can look right. Like, I'm on the fourth floor, and the office in this building is across the street, and it's on the fourth floor. And we can see each other eye to eye. So
right.
I wave at them, they wave at me. So, and that's really true. Like, I can tell you the truth when people say, yeah, whatever, that guy's bullshitting. It's true.
It's true.
Right across the street.
People are nuts.
So, guy can look at my window now. They're always in their office. It's right above a bank, Wells Fargo Bank. You know,
isn't all CIA offices on top of a Wells Fargo bank?
Well, there's always a safe there, so it's very secure building. But it's in a normal neighborhood, so it's always in a nondescript area. So, like, I don't live in a big major city or anything, but it's got major stuff right across the street, so that's always a good giveaway.
Right.
Oh, is that your sister?
No.
Oh, I thought you was opening the door for your sister or something.
No one's opening the door for anything. She probably went off into.
I've never seen you get nervous. I've always seen you full of I don't give a fuck, and then you're like, whoops.
Look, I just don't want her on the fucking show. She's annoying, and I'd rather tear her head off. Her voice annoys me now. I tear her head off.
So what's she gonna do? Come in and say, Raven's actually a woman. He's a dyke.
God, that would be wonderful.
That's what she's gonna. She's gonna come in and spill the beans.
Ah, fuck her.
He's actually a big old woman. You know what I mean? Maybe are you like a post-op or pre-op or post-op? Is that?
Whoa, transvestite, back off. No, I got the same operation you did.
I never had an operation. They just left it like it was. They said, we can't do nothing about this. It's your fault.
Yeah, Yogi.
I've never seen you nervous. This is the first time, ladies and gentlemen, listening to this program. This is the year 2014, and the first time I've ever seen in the 20 years I've known Raven to ever get nervous.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't know that was even possible. After all that show, this is my comeback from those other shows, my revenge. Those years. Because they used to tease me, did videos of me. I don't think there's audio from on YouTube. And people believed it too. They're like, is he a child molester? He's a pedophile? I'm like, no, they're just joking.
Well, that's you.
There must be something to it. I'm like, no, I'm not a pedophile. They're just playing around with me. And I took it like a champ.
I will write pedophile on your head again.
I took it like a champ. I said, someone's got to be the joke. It might as well be me. I understand.
Dude, we fucking We
You
made
didn't destroy me. Y'all just
no, we didn't destroy him. I'm just saying it's like we really worked
y'all
at
had, I
something.
think I made your careers because y'all like, we got something to do. We
No,
can
we
go after
do.
this guy. Because y'all went after other people and they just crawled in a hole. They were like, oh my God, someone's teasing me. And they were like, they just faded away. But I was like a respondent. I'm like, I will come to your damn house.
Yeah,
And
you'll
they're
come
like,
to our
oh,
house. Oh my God, that was magic. That was magic back in those 011 days, man.
The audience may not understand those history. That's why I'm teasing him now. This is my comeback. I get to come back at him. Maybe that's
Yeah,
the
some
deal.
of us, some of you guys don't know.
Him.
Some of you guys don't know. Tekken games, like back in the day, we were fucking hellions on a bike.
I need to make a YouTube video now of Dallas and Raven running away from Dallas. He's like, oh my, it's Dallas. I got to go. I'm scared.
Dallas was on DPL
That's
though.
amazing. I'd never seen her.
Yeah, you never seen her.
But I mean, you were on good terms then.
No,
I've seen her in pictures on Facebook.
no.
Yeah, I've seen she was at some cookout.
None of them are on good terms. They're all whatever. You know what this house is? This house, our house is so weird. It's a household that it doesn't work together. It's a household that is put together with glue and sticks.
Maybe I should come down and visit because I can be there in like an hour.
Yeah, I know you would.
That's it. I'll come and make an Atlantic City trip. Actually, we need to actually. I've never met RavensDolphin in the physical realm.
Oh no!
20 years.
Oh no! 20 internet
50?
years. No.
What are you going to bed already, man? He's bringing in his. Oh, is that a?
It's
Is that weed? You got bags of weed? You're a weed. He's like, oh, this is like, I got to break these down into fives.
Yes. I'm now a weed dealer.
What is it? You got a stash?
I have my
So it looks
own.
like you hold it like weed. Like this is supply.
I got my own dispensary in Colorado. It's called Ravens Weed.
RavensDolphin Weed. That'd be a good brand name.
RavensDolphin Weed. You need your weed? I got it right here.
That'd be a good brand name. My Little Weedy Pony.
My Little Weeds.
Roll with fertilized My Little Pony Weed Fertilizer. There you go. My Little Pony Weed Fertilizer. It's like horse manure. Pony manure. Pony manure fertilizer for weed. There you go. That's a business deal right there.
Yeah.
And just call it Dallas brand. Raven Dallas brand weed fertilizer.
Dude, her brand would be fucking potent as
Always
shit.
some shit going on.
Dude, you know Dallas's brand. You can smell it 4 blocks away.
Oh, that's terrible. You don't want to smell women's, defecation.
I didn't say
I've never
that.
smelled. I don't want to smell. I don't want to see. Some things I don't want to know. I've been married a couple of times, and I still never seen that experience. Like some guy, like, oh, we take a shower and she use the restroom while I'm like, oh no, it's all right. If that's what keeps a marriage together, I'll never be married again. Then I don't want to see the woman I'm with doing business using the bathroom. It's not I don't have that perversion.
Yogi's like, nah. That whole thing about like, oh, to death do you part. I don't want to see that.
Death do you part, sure, but not until you take a shit. No, until you have to take a shit in front of me. No, I'm divorcing you. Don't need that. Even if we're out in the woods, I'm going to be on the other side of the forest. I don't need to get that close to you, darling. So, but no, this is good, Raven. This is an eye-opening experience. This is the anniversary show where I've actually discovered something new about RavensDolphin.
Oh, you'll always find something new. We're only getting started.
But this is new, like new. If I had known this back in the early days of 011, I would have had a powerful weapon. But I didn't have the knowledge.
Well, actually, back then, just shit has evolved.
Well, that was different because it was like we couldn't have good connection because your connection kept dropping, and you was in the roof or attic or something.
I'm just saying,
So
back in the
we felt sorry
day,
for
I'm just saying, back in
you.
the
Didn't
day,
have a
that
good
would
family.
probably be different.
So it was great. You had a great relationship back then.
Yeah, it was okay, and then it started to devolve.
Well, when is a moment that it evolved? I mean, maybe I should come down and have a intervention with your whole family.
They tried to have an intervention with me over the internet.
Oh, that was different. Over the internet?
Yeah. They were getting paranoid because my sister got a white MacBook and I have a white MacBook, so they did a preemptive strike.
What, took your MacBook away or something?
They did once. One time my mom came home one day and it was like the second day and I was like, oh, maybe I should open up the like my mom's like, where's the fucking MacBook? She didn't say where the fucking MacBook. She's like, where is it? I'm gonna kick your ass. Really, it was Turquoise who took it to school and it's like, oh fuck me. If you're gonna come every day saying where is something, I just don't want to deal.
Hmm. No, but that's interesting that your life experience is what it is. I mean that's
Oh, we fought over text so much. It's just, it's just some people just didn't know what the fuck to do with it.
hmm. No, that's different, man. I mean that's in the life has got its dynamic challenges. I mean I've had dynamic challenges with my family since birth, but it is what it is. It
It
is
is
family.
it is
You
dynamic
know,
challenges.
that's
Everyone is different. Everyone is their own set of difficulties.
yeah, but I mean, it's still I can still relate to my family. I don't hang around them all the time. My sister lives, maybe an
You can
hour
talk to
away,
these people.
but I don't hang out. Yeah, I don't talk to them that much, and it's like now I'm at the point where I know I can sense it's going to get drama, and I'll back away. Like, okay, we're getting too close. It's going to get dramatic. They're
Yeah,
going to
you
say
can
something
have a
stupid.
conversation with these people.
You can or can't.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying you can have a conversation with these people.
But it just looking at your face.
Hmm.
Whenever I say your sister, family, it's like part of your face is like, I wish it could be, but I feel hopeless. So why even waste the energy
It
trying?
is hopelessly. Why should I even try? If she's not gonna try, why should I? It's
Right. I
fucking
mean, your
useless.
family means a lot to you, probably more so than video games. But you're
And you
probably
know
saying,
what? It does, but it's like these people don't give a shit. It's like dealing with people who don't give a shit.
what I'm just saying, though. I mean, all problems have a solution. It's just you don't know what the solution is.
It
Uh,
won't. It won't. I've been trying to figure out the solution for years now. I don't even know if it's even gonna come to me.
what I'm saying, though. I mean, there's some things that are just that ongoing nagging. I'm smart, but I'm not about this, and I wish I was. But like, there's things I'm really good at, and then there's things I'm not good at that most people probably would be good at.
It's a puzzle.
And
It's
yeah,
a
it's like, okay, I got all
it,
this.
it,
I
it
can't figure this
it's a
little thing.
puzzle. Like, all right, how do you deal with people who don't give a shit?
I don't know the answer to that.
Like, how do you deal with people who are self-centered ninny heads?
Well, my original concept was to eliminate them and dig a hole somewhere, and therefore I would never have to worry about trying to fix it because I know it's impossible. But as long as they keep living, I realize there's always the option they might find Jesus or something, or come to their senses. Or the
It's
worst
it,
part of the scenario is when you realize sometimes people do it to you on purpose.
well, it's not that. It's just how do you get and then you have to go. All right, how do these people get the way they are?
That I don't know the answer. How people, I look at myself objectively and say I've never been a bad person. I mean, I've been perfect, but I've never been like hurtful to other people on purpose.
I have.
Well, but I've been on purpose as a response, but never, a stranger. Like, would you walk up to a stranger and be mean to them?
Of
Just to,
course not.
oh, that's what I'm saying. I may do that to
But some
someone that,
people do.
yeah, some people are like, there's a stranger, let me dump on them and see them suffer. I never had that in, But some people have that in them, where your suffering is their initiated ambition. You
Right.
know, it's not like it's designed to cause you harm.
Yeah, their pain
So,
is your suffering is their joy.
Yeah, and it's I don't find joy in another person's suffering, even my enemies. You know, I don't wish them to. I wish them to suffer, but I would be in distress watching them suffer if that were to take place. I still would be. So I was like, oh, I wish they could have been smarter and not end up in that situation. But some people, their whole joy is watching you struggle and twist and turn.
For me, it's like, I want to have a conversation with everyone. Something, anything.
Do you say hello? How you doing?
She don't want to talk to me.
Wave. Say hi. Howdy.
You know what I've been doing to her? I'm trying not to talk to her either. I'm trying to pretend she doesn't exist.
Nah, you can't live like that.
Well, when she talks, if my mom talks, then it's validated.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, somebody has to make the first move, and usually it's the man that makes the first move.
No,
That's part of being a male species.
I ain't making the first move. She's gonna talk about whatever. I'm just saying, it's like, that I live here again. I try to distance myself away from them, as far away from they are.
Well, I'll have to make a trip down to Atlantic City and get the bus is right across the street too, so I can catch a bus. So I'll have to make a plan to come to Atlantic City and there's a place to have lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
Lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come down. The bus usually comes in front of. I know where the bus stop is down there. It's across from the hotels or something.
Yogi's gonna come down, take us to Red Lobster.
I'll come down. I'm serious. I'm gonna make a trip to.
I know you are.
But then I have to do a show there.
Oh, I know. You'll have your notebook and your free van and your free candy van. It's gonna be epic.
I don't have a car. I have to catch a bus. I don't have no car. But yeah, I would actually come down and see.
Oh, you sold the free You sold the free candy van.
I think John Wayne Gacy bought it for me for.
Of course he did.
I said, "What do you need it for, John?" He said, "Oh, little this, little that."
Oh, I need the free candy van.
I said, "Well, treat the baby well." He says, "I love to treat the babies well."
Right.
But
I live in insanity.
Well, but I mean, it's a very distressful point. You can never continue. I'll put it this way: whatever the past has been, you can't repeat the future as the past, because that's insanity.
That's what we're
doing. We just had this conversation about the normal people. It's not normal. It will be normal for you to just sit there and go through the motions and we'll make this. No, that's not normal. That's your family. That's your people. So either you take them all out, big flame of violence, and then we'll see in the news.
Well, it's not like I want to sit here and it's just it's for me. It's like, all right, I need to get myself better so I can support myself. But these people don't want to support themselves. My mom's not going to live forever. I'm not going to live forever. And it's like, it's like I'm sick of looking at them. It's not like, it's not like I can sit here and go like, oh, what is Turquoise doing? She's on the couch. Okay, whatever. It's like, what am I doing? I'm doing Tekken games. All right, I'm doing something. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? That only
that's what I'm saying. Your whole family sitting there. That's a very emotional drain, man. That takes away a lot of your creative energy.
Actually, it doesn't, because one, I could write the whole thing. Well, I'm not going to use them, but I could exaggerate some stuff to it, and people are like, "The fuck."
Yeah, I mean, if I wrote my family story, people would feel so sorry for me. I'd probably make $1 million just in donations in one day.
Right.
If I told you the whole story from the beginning to this moment, you'd say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, what the fuck?
But you live life and you say, "Well, hey, at least I'm good about it." I'm not sure how they think, but at least my mind's clear.
I mean, I spent a whole week with the most saddest individual of my life. And it's my best friend in the whole wide world. But, she keeps talking about, like, oh, I want to get better and get off drugs. And look, I understand getting off drugs is hard, okay? I understand this. I'm not an idiot and say, like, oh, why don't you just stop taking drugs? It's like me saying, like, once you've done something so long, it's so hard to not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even the drug; it's the mentality that makes you dependent outside of yourself.
Right.
So obviously something makes her dependent, and this is a fulfillment of that dependency. But still, you're like, hey, this is not good for you, and there's nothing I can do. It's distressing watching you go through all this. So, anybody who's addicted or suffering, just like now, I'm talking to you, and I'm like, the brother is not feeling so good about something sitting right in his house, so. I may joke with it, but I can't let you just sit there and say that's good enough. That's the way your life is going to be.
Well, like I said, this is just my life in general. There's Tekken Games is moving forward, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about tag. No, tag's doing great.
But the alternative is you got to move.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like that, that's the way you live. You got to move.
You know what it is? It feels like my life has come to a screeching halt again, and it feels like it's been at a screeching halt for years now.
Yeah, I mean, you're at a point where you're like, okay, this is where I'm at, but this is not where I'm trying to go, and I need to figure out how to get to going again.
It's like the brakes are rusted shut, and I'm dealing with the same bullshit that I was dealing with 2 years ago. Now,
yeah, I mean, it's not where you want to be, maybe where you need to be at the moment, but like you're on the East Coast, you're really a West Coast person. You're not really an East Coast person.
I've never been West Coast. So how the fuck would I know?
Well, I know. I've been on the West Coast. You're not an East Coast person. East Coast is sort of like, follow the yellow brick road and then go left, go right, and one day great things happen. The West Coast is today is a great day, tomorrow's a great day, and every day's a great day.
That's what happened.
Yeah, they're not waiting for the great day to pay off. They're East Coast people tend to wait. Where West Coast is like, hey man, let's just do it. And that's about it.
Hey, let's just make this day wonderful and great.
Right. Today is the day that is the day.
Look, it's the other thing is I don't have to come on this show anymore and just spew bullshit. Like, okay, today sucked, and I want to murder. I want to tell my sister how much I hate her. It's like I'm beyond that now, which is good because which is good. I'm not going to come onto the show and go like, okay, I'm going to just tell you everything I hate.
No, but I mean, you have some things to fulfill. I mean, that might be the 2014 ambition is to take what you are up to this point and move it to something else so that you can actually get on with whatever it is that you're destined to do. Reality is this is not your destination. So you can see that very clearly. And so now you got to figure out how to get to where you're trying to.
Yeah, as much as I think that the family is very funny and comical, I think that's great, but I think some people do like the drama. It's that for me, I'm like, you know what? If something really bad happens, then I'll say something about the drama. If something that reflects the show, and I mean, like if something happens that I have to address it on the show, like I say, we'll get in the ring and I say, all right, this is affecting the show, let me tell you why, and I'll tell you how long this is happening, and then that's what you do, you get in the ring. But I'm not going to go on every show and go and tell you a sad story, because then it'll just be misery.
No, but I mean, it may not be a sad story, but it's a sad reality.
Right.
Whatever story you're telling is happening inside of, so that's not a healthy thing to be living every day in the midst of potential drama.
Potential, yeah. But
even if it's not happening, it's potentially happening, so it's still happening. I mean, it's like where I've lived before. Every day was today could be the day I get hit upside the head with a 2x4,
Right.
or maybe I'll get some ice cream. You know, or today could be the day that, you know, someone, you know, throws me out the house and I haven't eaten for a couple of days, or, you know, maybe I get a new pair of shoes. You
Right.
know, anything can happen. So that kind of thing, where your life is in the hands of crazy people, but you're not old enough or in control enough, I should say, even whatever age you are, to affect it in a major way. So that's not a good, healthy life. Trust
No.
me, it's not good for your soul. Even though you rise above it, you shouldn't have to rise above life. You should just be living life. You know.
Yeah, we should be living
not
life
doctor.
and not, you know, it's like, here's the thing, right? Just because you are happy with your existence. Let's say, like, oh, I'm happy, you know, I get to do things. It's like, but life can always be better. I'm not saying strive to being a millionaire, but I'm just saying, what can you do to strive better?
Right. That's the whole point. You're not supposed to be contemplating failure. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's not really the whole point of life. There's room for everybody to do their own thing, but I don't sit around contemplating failure. You know.
Right.
Other
I
people, my
I got no
family,
time to analyze failure. I gotta move. It's like, to me, you know, like I always said on this show, who can do the job? Can you do it? All right, do it. I can't micromanage everything you do.
right.
And that's the thing. It's like, for me, I worry about the future. And, you know, even if you do every that stuff, like, say something does happen, and then we need someone to step up, I can't trust any of them to step up, because they don't trust me, and I don't trust them, and they're gonna go like, who died made you boss? You know, like, to me, it's like, you know, who's on first? No one's on first. No one wants to be on first. No one wants to be the catcher. No one wants to do anything. They, you know, like, to me, it's like, fine, you people can kiss my ass. I'm gonna go do my thing.
Right. But that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be doing your thing. It's just, it shouldn't be as a response to someone not letting you do your thing. You know, like, I used to do things out of I'll prove them wrong mentality, where now I do it because I just want to do
Well,
it, not because I'm
You know,
proving
you know
something to
what it
somebody
is.
else.
You know, for me, it's like, you know, I see T and she does her thing, and it's like she goes and gets all pretty, and it's like, for me, it's like, it's not that she got a free ride. I'm not gonna say that. That's definitely not happened. But the problem is, she has no mentality. She has no ethic to actually reach for anything.
Hmm.
And to me,
She
it's
has
like,
no ambition.
she has no ambition. And for me, let's say for me, you know, when I was doing Tekken games and all that stuff, people always said, you shouldn't work for ambition. You should just sit there and be a dishwasher. Your life is over.
Wow. No, that's not life, really. I mean, some people, that's their life, is a daily monotony of responding to mediocrity as an ambition. Like, oh, this is on TV. Oh, wonderful. I'm like, I could care less what's on TV. I'm trying to make my own thing. A lot of people, mediocrity is a high ambition.
I
It's like,
don't
I
know.
want a life where I can sit through.
And, you know, like I said, she'll never listen to this, because to me, she'll probably go like, how dare you, blah, 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 defense. But to me, it's like, look, you sadden me because you failed to me. You failed you failed what I thought you would be. You failed better than I thought. I mean, you did a worse job. I wanted you to fail, and you failed. Thanks for proving my point.
Well,
And now I'm sad that you are a way bigger failure than I ever expected. Thanks for proving a point.
Like, I have a sister. She has all this ability and does crazy things, but I realize I want better for her than she's capable of ever
Right.
sticking to it to achieve. Like, she likes shortcuts. You know, like, this is easy. I'll do this, and this will work. And
It's
I'm
not
like,
just you know, doing things that's easy and doing things that's right. It's different. This is more like, I don't want to.
I don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Maybe she does, and she just doesn't know what it is and doesn't want to be reminded of it.
No,
You know, sometimes
no.
people are feeling failures too. They're like, hey, I'm not people can fake each other out, trust me. You know what I
You know,
mean?
I see
People can
it.
say the big brave thing, and yeah, I don't care. I don't, and they really do care, but they just don't know how to get around to that. But you never know, man. But I mean, like you said, you do have to move on to something else. So that's part of your thing is you still got to go do Ravens
Yeah, I gotta do
life.
my thing. I gotta do my thing. Because if
Yeah,
I
you
ain't
still.
happy doing my thing, I'm not living. That's how I see it, and
Yeah.
that's my mentality. Other people see it as, oh, I must live and do this and do this, and like to me, it's like, I if I'm not doing Tekken games, if I'm not doing the Let's Plays, if I'm not doing what I think to get not better, just to hone something in. Even if we don't hit it,
Mhm.
we can try again tomorrow. Taking games is a daily thing now, trying to make something happen. And things
Oh,
are
you the show
happening.
every day?
It's a daily now. It's a work now. It's an actual, not a hobby, but an actual working show. We work here.
Oh, okay.
FSD does his thing. I do my thing. If I don't do it at 10 o'clock every night, I feel bad. I feel bad.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're on every night at 10 o'clock?
I am on every night, 10 Eastern, doing an LP, 8 Eastern on Sunday, and people are like, why do you not get burned out over this? Because one, I keep it, to 2 hours a night. I don't keep it 3 hours a night or 5 hours a night. I could. It'll probably burn
Yeah.
me out faster, but that's the thing. You shouldn't do things, like I love video games, but it's like for me, it's like I can only do this for 2 hours a night, every night.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, that's good. You could do it at all. Consistently. That's the whole challenge for anything anybody does is being consistent at it. So I mean, I've been that consistent at what I do. So I mean, I'm good at that. Now it's like I'm dealing with the content. I got the routine of broadcasting and
mhm.
talking and interacting with the public and all that. Now it's about saying something that moves people, influences people. So I mean, you're at that influencing stage. You're not just wanting to do a show; you want to have some impact on what you're doing. So
Yeah,
it's
like I
part of
said, the difference of what Tag wants to do in like YouTube channels or whatever. We want to be a 24-hour show. We want people to see what is out there. We want people to go, oh, that's different. Oh, this is a show that I can tune into and voice an opinion and care. These people
well,
care about something.
that's what I'm saying. I think you're mixing the two together, which is good, which makes it unique. Is that technology is great in concert with your life. Let's talk about the technology and the life part together. If you're playing a video game, you're playing that game in the realm of life, not in the realm of some technology. You know what I mean? So a lot of the virtual reality took out the reality part. It was just virtual. But people are interacting with these games now with their real character as a person on that game. And that's why the games are getting much better because they're putting personality into it. That used to be just so rigidly technical that if you went left and right, it doesn't matter. There was no emotional hesitation built into the characters. If you look at the characters in the games, they sort of have that sense of I might fall, I might fail. They're not
Right.
just press the button, jump automatically and so easy.
There's some depth to
So
that.
yeah, they put in failure as a possibility as an option. Where before it was like, as long as you press the right codes, you're gonna win. And it's like not necessarily. What I mean? You still might fail. So,
Well,
but
that's the
still,
thing. That's the thing that people need to fucking understand. And I'm not talking about my sister and all that stuff. It's that, I'm talking about in life. Up into Tekken games, they wouldn't let me fail. They wouldn't let me. They wouldn't
mhm.
let me feel failure. And a lot of kids are not, I'm not saying like the good, like, oh, here's a participation medal or any of that shit, but you have to show the kids
Yeah,
there is, hey, this person was better than you.
yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. No is an answer too. I mean, A friend of mine told me, he said, when you pray to God, everybody prays to God to get what they want God to give them, not what God says you should have.
Right.
So when they pray, they don't pray and say, God, help me get a car. But if not, give me what you think I should have. They say, I want a car. But sometimes they don't get what they want because God said, no, you're not going to get a car.
Right.
But they never hear no. They always hear yes or maybe or one day, never no. So it's the same thing with anything we do. Failure is always the possibility, as well as success. So you never know, but try your best to see, which one of those things is going to happen. So, but you're doing good, man. You're not a failure.
Well, what's a failure? Because we do new things. We don't stick to a norm, like what FSD does. He ain't doing a show. He ain't talking. He ain't sit. That's the thing about all games is to them their mentality is, if you're going to be on this network, you have to be a podcast. And then to me, I want fuck that shit. Why do you have to be a podcast to be on your network? What if you have no talent? Then you're just gonna put anything on there.
Yeah.
I mean, what FSD does is great. I mean, I enjoy what he does. I enjoy the cartoon cast of Spider-Man and all that stuff, and people like what he does. It is different. He don't need to show his face or talk because he don't need to.
Well, that's good that they have a network. I mean, that's what I'm building is an ultimate network.
Right.
But you just have to come up with your own thing. I mean, it's not a bad thing to not fit in with others because maybe you don't fit in with those people.
I mean, it's the mentality of this is a podcast network. I want you have this video network. You have I want to broaden out the video network. I like what FSD does. I like what I do. He supplies the games. I'm not a big fan of RPGs, but fuck, I'm playing them.
Mm-hmm.
I find for me it's a sick joy. It's to me it's it's one of those things. It's like torture porn. It's like someone's beating you, but you're enjoying the beating. It's annoying, but you're getting beaten.
Yeah, that was kind of that would be kind of. So there you go again. There's nakedness. Now you're into getting beat.
Well, that's what RPGs are to be. It's like it's like being stuck with a needle into your skin. Like every hour it just keeps getting deeper and deeper, and it stings and it hurts, but you just want to keep going to see what happens. You're like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, does this ever get better? Let me see.
Yeah, does this get better, or am I going down a rabbit hole of bullshit?
Yeah, have I reached the end of my destiny, which is pain forever?
So. We were playing Final Fantasy VII, and the weird part was I hated that game, but now I hate it more. I'm like, how is that even possible? I hated this game before I played it, and now I hate it more. That was a thing.
But that's a nice chair you got there. I need a better chair. This one's all right, but it's hurting my back.
Yes. Now that I'm wireless, you can look at the chair. Now we do Invisible Man. Now we do Invisible Man show.
That's cool.
Yeah, people are like, "Where'd you go?" Gotta get up and do my thing. Here, talk to I'm invisible. Hi, chair.
We should get a RavensDolphin stand-in.
You know what? I got your stand-in. Give me a minute. I should have a stand-in. I should just put one of these people here. Oh, she dropped over. Get over here. Stay.
Yeah, set it there with some headphones on it.
That ain't a bad idea. I got a spare headphones for it.
Get some stuffed dolphins or something and just set them in
No.
the chair.
No, I don't got no stuffed dolphins, but they can talk to Princess Twilight.
Can't see it too far down.
Well, I gotta put the headphones on it first. Well, there you go. There's a standing for me, so when I'm not in. So there you go, right there. Oh, the headphones are. are
Can't see the
coming.
video. Slowed up.
Oh, I'm just gonna place it right there. So,
So are the people in the chat still here?
yep, they're still here. They let us do our thing.
Well, I mean, it's good to meet them or talk. We're having a personal conversation, but it's technical as well because,
They will
a lot of
chime.
technology.
After we moved to
That's
Ustream,
fine.
they became very respective, respective, and that's cool. They let me do my thing.
NASCAR. See,
They let me
I
do
grew
my
up with
thing, and they
NASCAR.
let me do my thing.
I grew up with Big Daddy Don Garlic and drag racing. I'm from Kansas, so we had all these drag racers. I think drag racing was our big thing. But we had also a little bit of stock car.
See
I don't
that's
think they still have stock cars.
that's my main man, Mike. He tells me things like stock cars and football, mostly football. NASCAR's good.
But NASCAR has gotten technical too, so I like NASCAR, but it's gotten so.
I mean,
perfect.
how fucking how technical is it for going
No, they
left?
got all these little gas gauges and the tire pressure and the heat on this.
They have
and,
to. I mean, come on. It's. I mean,
it was- back in the day, it was great to watch a car go around. He's in first place, and then poof, he blew the gasket. Oh my God, he's spinning out. Now it's like, oh, his brake went on the left, but they got this computer that will adjust it, and so therefore he won't crash.
They have
but,
to. They have to
you know,
show you. They have to show you everything that is in the car. Who's in first place? What's gonna
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah, the guy who used to get out in the car back in the day, and he had an old raggedy little jumpsuit on, and he'd be sweating, and he'd get a soda or a beer. They were drinking beers, out the cooler while they changing his tires.
Are
and
you
then get back
saying?
in there.
Now that would be entertaining.
Right.
See, now that would be an
Yeah.
entertaining NASCAR. They would just be literally just drinking beer, and it's like drunken NASCAR. That should be a thing.
He would take a puff on the cigarette, sip of a beer, and then he'd wipe his face, and then some pretty girl would be in there, and she'd wave, and he'd get a kiss from her. And they had a scarf on too back in them days. They wore scarves 'cause for the wind and everything. And so then he would drive off once the pit stop was over, but that would take a long time. It wasn't that long, but it was still a lot of work involved because they didn't have all the high tech stuff. And so it was personable. So, people were flawed characters, and, the guy was a little, cussing or whatever. You'd hear every so often, what the fuck? And like, oh, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. And,
Might say, waiting for the news.
So, I mean, stuff like that. So, I mean, technology is sort of taking away the human imperfections of things. So it's not as fun.
That's the thing. Technology has taken, Twitter. Now you can just tweet nothing but horrible things to your favorite NASCAR. See, here's the thing about NASCAR. People get serious about their race car drivers.
Yeah, I haven't kept up with it because it's become sort of a business, like the whole merchandising and all that. So a lot of that becomes so hyped up that it's like they talk about fights and everything else. I'm like, I don't think car drivers really get into that many fights.
It's not that. It's like it's Todd Gordon, right? Like if Todd Gordon's on a video game cover, they won't buy it because that's how I'm serious. That's how crazy they are about their.
But we didn't know that the car drivers were a visual character. Like you didn't really hear from them. They just had a certain look. Mario Andretti had a certain look. I never heard the man's voice, but he had a certain look, and he'd win. He'd go, "Thank you very much," and then that was it.
Right.
But now it's everything about them, their family. Like, I don't want to know about your kids. Just drive the car and be my visual storyline.
He's tweeting.
So personal.
He's tweeting where he's been, and you can meet me at the Tennessee Roadhouse here. So yeah.
So you can buy his merchandise. I don't want to buy all that. Mario Andretti didn't have no merchandise.
Right.
He had ST commercials,
Right.
But it was more. I get to have my own life. Now these guys are all in your life. You want to buy into their world. I'm like, I don't want to buy into your world. I just want to see you do your thing, and then when it's done, I'm through with it. I don't need you all up in my business.
Right.
But nowadays they're trying to make as much money, so they got to sell everything they can sell. So
and they will.
Yeah, but it's like it oversaturates it, and pretty soon there's no room for you to enjoy anything else because you're so consumed with one thing or this or that. You know,
It ain't
like if you
that,
like
but people,
NASCAR, you like,
it's not even that. People, you have to realize that we are being marketed to 24/7.
yeah, everything's a market. It's like I'm a pig being fed, and I'm
Yeah,
like, well, I can only get so big of a pig. Where's the slaughter going? Where's this heading? You
yeah.
know, I never get to have room for me to create myself because I'm always consuming. So I mean, it means consumerism, capitalism does destroy creativity because if you can't see it, you'll create it. But if you can see it, you'll just go buy it, and pretty
Right.
soon you don't even have a reason to create because it's always something available.
You will
You know, so it's
always.
good.
That's the whole point about this whole consumerism or infomercialism. They want you to buy things. This economy drives on buying things.
Right. And then who's the creators? You know, the stuff we're buying, someone created it somewhere
Yeah, but
in some
we have to
process of
we have
thought.
to buy it. That's the thing. Regardless of you think like no one doesn't have to, we have to buy shit. We have to buy trinkets. We have no choice. We have no choice to buy
Yeah,
trinkets.
but you could make stuff. Like the internet is still open to being creative.
Right.
You like write code or something. It's still like I can buy pieces of code, or I can interact with people and pay for knowledge, but still I have to implement it.
I mean, we all
You
have
know,
stuff. I mean, that's not, like to me, it's like I live in the stuff age. I love stuff, but I'm not gonna go like, oh my god, I need every. People buy things. It's just what we do.
well, then we have to understand one of us is a consumer, one of us is a creator. And
Right.
so you have to figure out which one are you, or you're a consumer. And
Uh,
if you're a creator, then go out and create, you know.
yeah. What's stopping you?
And that's part of the challenge.
Yeah, and I create. I'm not
Yeah,
saying I
never
have the.
stop.
Yeah, I don't have great ideas. I'm not like I'm gonna go like outside and go like, okay, I have the greatest ideas for creating this next game, but
Yeah, I think you
well,
you have good ideas. I think that's the thing. You're a creator, not a consumer.
right.
You know, like you're not really the things you consume are tools. I don't consume consumer goods. You know,
Oh,
like make me feel good having it type thing. I have things that make it work for me type things. You know, if I have a monitor, like I want to get a big screen monitor, but I need it for visualization, not for, oh, look at me, I got a big screen monitor type thing. You know,
yeah. I
some
mean,
people have things for the sense of ownership
a
type
lot,
thing, not
a
so
lot
much
of us when we
usability.
get things, it is about look at me, look what I got. It's a very shovey in face.
Who said the headset? Hardy.
Oh, that's Hardy V2. Good,
I
good
don't know what
guy.
Who's Hardy? V2.
All right. Vintage Orton retains. Thank you, Yogi, for the headset. Oh, he's talking about the wireless headset. Because I am not in frame
Oh, the
anymore.
headset. Oh,
For some reason, I'm not in frame,
oh, oh,
and
oh.
well, it's your idea that said put the stand in if I'm not in the frame.
I didn't know what he was talking about. Headset? I didn't know what he was meaning.
Yeah, I'm not in the frame anymore. I'm out of the frame. It's
Well,
just
isn't it better that he's wireless? I mean, because Raven's a wireless dude anyway. He can't be tied down to some cable.
yeah,
It
fuck
was
me.
stressful watching you with the cable. 'Cause you were like moving and the cable was all in your way. You're like, oh, Jesus. So,
It is stressful. It's like now I can get some coffee, walk around, talk a little bit. I can be animated. I can just like, "Rawr, rawr, I hate everything."
yeah, so that's where life goes. But see, that's the thing that the two Hardys, we're all in this together. You know what I mean? That's my whole thing. Like Raven and them used to tease the world out of me, but I still like them as people. The rest is just options of life. You know, I don't take it too personal.
See,
But
people.
I thought it was funny.
See,
I didn't
speaking.
know I was important. I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm important to be
you are
included.
you are
I
important.
really, so I mean, that was the first time someone made me a star. That was my first celebrity encounter, was to be teased. I didn't get the accolades. I didn't get oh, Yogi, I really like the way you talk. Oh,
I
wonderful.
never,
It was
I
like, who
never,
the hell is this?
I
Who is this
never
guy?
I never laughed so hard in my life when we first went into your show, and then I said, "All right, final go." We were showing the Mighty Morphin underwear commercial. I'm like, "All right, this guy's definitely a pedo.
Yeah.
Let's show him the Mighty Morphin underwear. He's talking to Neon Kavala." When he showed,
y'all never knew Dion was an actor. Y'all never knew that part. It was like he was auditioning.
you know what was great about 011. All right, there was a flaw in 011 that it got fixed later, but people would take down Neon Kavala's stream by basically word spamming.
What do you mean? Just keep putting a lot of words in the chat?
Yeah, you could take down the actual. You could actually take down someone's stream by word spamming, and it would slow down.
I know. Oh, the chat would slow down everything.
It would have been impossible to do anything. It would slow down that dramatically. I mean, it's got fixed.
They had a lot of. Yeah, they have everything on the same server and all. But it was a great tech people because they were not super techs. They still had characteristic flaws.
Right. Let's get all technical. Let's all get all games up in here. I got a joystick.
Yeah, it was because I never understood what Tekken games was.
No one knew what Tekken games were.
There was the other guy had the show. What's his group? Scott had the show.
Scott had the show. All Games Interactive.
Yeah, All Games Interactive. And I thought there was the same show, and I'm like, well, what's this game show? And Scott's an older guy, and I'm like, why is this guy playing video games? I mean,
you know what it was?
How old are you?
You know what it was about the whole All Games and Opera 11? I was bitter because I was about to go on All Games, the actual thing, and then my slot got to Ultimate Quest was an RPG show, which probably is the most boring show I ever listened to in my life. Look, I love All Games, and I want you people to understand when I talk about All Games, it's like talking to a family member that I hope one day I want them to be just as good as it was with All Games Interactive, because for me that was the pinnacle that was the thing that I wanted to be. I wanted to be just as good as All Games Interactive. But the problem was I'll never be good as All Games Interactive because All Games Interactive was its own thing. I can never.
It's not a competition.
Yeah.
There's no competition. So everybody's doing something uniquely different. So it's not like there's only one type of show and only one show can be the show and everybody else is second place. It's just the popularity level is one thing, but he's been around at that for a long time. I mean, he was friends with Josh back in the day, and
he did the original All Games on Pseudo.
Yeah, I think I know him from something else. I can't remember because I worked at TV myself.
G4, you probably know him from G4.
No, this was way before that.
Oh, before G4.
Oh yeah, before even cable, really. So almost, but just TV stuff. I knew him from New York, so. And a lot of those people, I knew them from other things, and when I saw him again, I'm like, oh, I remember you, type thing. So
he's like selling ice cream podcasts or something.
I saw him in some studio.
He's selling like ice cream podcasts or something.
You mean like a preset podcast system or something?
It's more like an ice cream truck with a mic in it, and it's like it's like called Nitro, and it's like basically. Scott Rubin's one of those people that he keeps, I bet he wakes up in the middle of the night in his underwear and go like, okay, I got it. It's an ice cream truck with a podcast mixer and producer, and we'll give out ice cream, and you can make your podcast in that ice cream truck. And and then his wife goes like, that's nice, dear. Go back to sleep.
Well, actually, I have to go a little bit here to get something to eat before they close.
Uh-oh.
But yes, so Scott was a great, all those people are good.
Well, that's fine. I was, that's cool because I wanted to show a few more videos, a few more commercials, and it's about sex. So when you go, I'll close up the show. When you go, not now.
Oh, I don't have a problem. I'm not a prude. It's just that your conversational words, some words have never come out of my mouth.
Right.
You know, like one thing you don't know about, I have a speech impediment. That's why I talk slow.
You think I didn't?
Enunciate the words.
You fucking think I didn't? When I first did this show, I couldn't even know what the first words were coming out of my mouth, let alone how to fuck to do any of this shit.
You used to spit all over the camera. You like a
dude, I couldn't even read the chat room straight, let alone what I'm gonna say next.
Yeah, you used to huff and puff a lot. You used to, I'll be right back, everybody.
Dude, the first 11 episodes of Tekken games were awful. They were pretty bad, but you know, I'm not gonna say like, but it was just me trying to fucking figure it out, and then it fucking happened. You know, the greatest thing ever was I had good people that told me, hey, this, you know, we're still fine tuning it. It's not perfect, but you know what? You know, I found the words somewhere, somehow, and now the show's sounding pretty good. And that's the thing I want to tell my young bright friends, Cat and Fox. Fuck all you motherfuckers. Fight with the girly. Fight with them. Stop agreeing. Fight.
What's I'm saying? People don't want to. They take what do you call it? Contrast of human beings too seriously.
Right.
You know, like maybe some people have to go through a little pain in life to where the little differences people have aren't that big of a deal, but they take it to the extreme. Like, oh, you're different with opinion. Oh my God, they'll unfriend you. They'll hate you for life over an opinion. I'm like, that's it? You want to hate over my opinion? You know, let me do something violent to you. Don't hate me over I have a different political point of view. But, you know, I don't take it that deeply. And then it's good because then you get past that and realize there's still more to life than just my little opinion. You know, remember our show was called Just My Opinions was my show.
It was. You hijacked it.
Yeah, you hijacked my logo. Yeah, it was like I say, don't take my logo.
I'm just
take my heart.
I'm just saying. All right. I'll say this. So, Hardy wrote in chat, said all games the ECW of podcasting, and I'm like, you know what? It was totally that. It was, you know, all games interactive was totally the ECW of podcasting. It was literally.
But it was good.
It was entertaining.
It was good. It was good. I liked it. I mean, it's I don't like shows that are so good that you're just a person who sits and watches it. You don't get to feel like you're a part of it somehow.
Right.
You know, so you need something that's not too polished. And then it's, you know,
it was
perfect shows are. I'm better than you.
It was enough of a, you know, it had enough radio professionalism in it to carry it. It had enough. It had enough train wreck to on the internet to like. It was a mixture of professionalism and amateur, and it made this wonderful blend. It was. Yeah. People were like, oh, it wasn't that professional. It was very professional. Come on, with the soundboard. You know, there's a lot of radio shows use soundboards. You know,
it was a Tekken game. I mean, it was a precursor to like Leo Laporte show. You know what I mean? Like Leo does what he does. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. It was like Leo got his stuff from Scott's mentality because Leo was living in his house, and then all of a sudden he got studio and all that. But Leo sort of has a character, but he turned it into a business, and now it's sort of sanitized. Well, they don't say anything outside of the corporate realm of
you know, Twit's a big thing now. Twit is huge, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing that Twit doesn't.
Personal flavor, you know. It used to be like a Clubhouse. Okay, hey Leo, what's up? And they would say something in the chat to you. Now, if you go to the show and you say something, you just lost in there with all the other thousands. Now,
I really like Leo Laporte. I think he's a very smart guy. I listen to all his shows. I'm not sitting here going like, oh, you know, Leo Laporte is awful.
Oh, it's like but people, it's like what happens when you get 1 million viewers? Are you gonna still know everybody, or are you gonna say I can't do that because it's? I don't think it's not my audience.
It's not about the audience.
Look, Leo would say a lot of wild stuff before in the chat and on the show in his house and everything. He would say whatever, Now he's all politically correct. He can't have a glass of wine. He can't do all those things that he did before because there's so many more people watching and advertisers that I don't want to piss anybody off. Like I do a
Well,
lot of stuff, and I'm still me. It's like people, like I do a show on Friday now, and on that channel people curse.
right.
So some people are used to me being on other things where they just hear me speak philosophically. I still don't curse, but I may play music where there's cursing or something, or the guest may curse. So people might say, "Oh, I didn't expect that from you." I'm like, "Well, you shouldn't expect anything. Just ride the wave. you know, Go along for the ride. Don't put people on the bottom. Say this is what you should be, type thing."
I know what Hardy's saying. Triple H. Are they saying boo or bootista? No, they're saying bootista. It's a wrestling term from
Oh, the rest. Oh,
yeah, it's a
isn't one of
wrestling
those
term.
guys in a movie coming up or something?
Batista? No. Yeah,
Isn't Batista?
he is in a movie.
He's in a movie, isn't
Yes, he is in a movie.
he? Yeah, he's gonna be in a movie.
He is
It's
in a
not
movie.
out yet. It's
Yeah,
like an adventure or spaceship or something. Or,
he's definitely in a movie. That
I
happened.
forget the name of the movie, but he's
Yeah,
supposed to be playing.
it's a big star too. He's playing a movie, Bautista.
Yeah, it's a big space movie.
Yeah, it's a space movie. Bautista. So, right, back to. I know you have to go soon,
but
but back to the thing
no,
about
it's good for having these.
Right.
About the what?
We had
What?
to. I know you have to go get food soon.
No, I was trying to hear what you were saying.
I was just saying about we learned a lot from the show. We learned. I want to say this point while you are on here. We had people that toned the show. FSD. It wasn't my. I really didn't want to go into Let's Plays. I was really set against it. I was.
You like
Huh?
it was boring.
No, when the idea came up and to do a Let's Play, I hated the idea.
Oh, okay.
I hated everything about it because what people turn Let's Plays into, it's kind of how I see about podcasting. Is how people turned it. Podcasting can be from the high and it can come from the low. I still care about podcasting, but podcasting going forward is not going to be Tech and Games bread and butter. It's just not.
Well, it's good that you know that.
Yeah, and for the people who like that, and trust me, I like doing Tech and Games. I like doing the podcast. I like talking. They will always be a show. It's just not going to be the priority of what we do going forward. It's not what we're going to be going forward.
Well, you never know. You never know what the ambitions may produce. You know what I mean? They might have a game that's worth tracking like that.
Right. I mean, we're going to be working more on the LPs. We're going to be working on the Let's Plays, the reviews, the other side of the realm. We're actually going to create content. And it's not going to matter if it makes not a fucking dime. If it makes a lot of money, that's great. If it doesn't make a dime, that's even better. We're doing it because we care about the game. Some people, I feel like, now I'm not saying the all games of the world. This is the YouTubes of the world. It just feel like they're money grubby. I just don't see the love there.
Well, that's what I'm saying before about creativity versus capitalism. Their creative ambitions are to create more capital, not a product that people would want, and you could charge them for it any price. They're still going to want it. They're
Right.
not even thinking like it. I mean, just get the money, however we get the money, and then once we get the money, then that's we've fulfilled our ambition. But it's like that shouldn't have been the original ambition.
Right.
That shouldn't have been it at all. But that was their ambition, was just the acquiring money. Was their whole focus.
And also the other thing I learned about tag too is You gotta please the people that are in the chat room. I gotta please the Hardys, the Mites of the world, the FSDs. That's the thing about these all games people and the YouTube people. Yeah, you're listening to these people that they're literally telling you how much you suck or how great you are, but you have to focus on at least 5 people. If you're not entertaining those 5 people, who cares?
Right.
I know people are like 5
well, I mean,
people.
At least you're aware of that.
Yeah, but like when we even had 60,000 people in Stick Camp, we only had the 5 people I really cared about because those 5 people come to the show every day. It's like, to me, it's like,
yeah.
Why should I pay attention to someone? I'm going to pay attention to the people who care. I'm gonna, if you come in the chat room, you say hello, I'm gonna make sure that you are acknowledged, at least. I'm gonna say, okay, you are acknowledged. Hello. Thank you for being here.
Well, there's a difference between the audience and the public.
Right.
Like, what the people that come to your show is the audience. The people that may see your show later are the public.
Right.
So, like, I have public viewers.
I have to answer this.
Audience.
Yeah?
Oh, is that your sister?
Oh, it is food. Okay, I'll get it in a few. Okay, cool. Thanks, Mom. Food.
Oh.
She called 3.
She's spoken, so we got Mom on the line.
Well, she hung up now. But she just told me there's food.
Well, there you go. So there's a breakthrough in the family, ladies and gentlemen. They actually share food.
No, we don't. I take it up to the dungeon. She just calls it.
She calls it like food.
Dude, I have a fucking fridge up here. It's red.
Oh, but she orders hot food or something?
Yeah, I have a fucking fridge. I don't even have to deal with these people if I don't want to.
But she ordered like takeout or something?
Probably. But I'm just saying, I don't need to deal with them. I have a fridge and a microwave.
But you gotta go get food, don't you?
I will get it when I get it. You just want me to go downstairs.
That's good.
You just want me to go downstairs.
No, I'm just saying that she called and said, "Son, my son that I birthed into the world through my vagina.
Fuck.
Here's food."
Oh, now you're being detailed and graphic.
Well, I got a few up inside of me. But I mean, think about it. You came out of your mama like that. Now that's dedication. When a person willing to say, "Here, listen, I'm gonna let you just jump out of my..."
Dedication. How we're all fucking here.
What I'm saying though is, somebody says, "I'm willing to let you come out of my body. You owe me."
Probably.
You sort of do owe that person.
I didn't say she didn't. I didn't say they didn't.
No, but I'm saying you owe them to endure and find a better way and all that jazz.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, but I hope it all works out. I mean, I hope y'all find a way to find a way.
Well, we'll find our ways or not, or we'll just be a bloody massacre. Who knows? It'll be entertaining either way. It'll be entertaining either way.
You don't want that. And I don't want to read about it in the paper, because they'll come to my house and I'll be on CNN having to explain. I'm like, I just met him online, and oh Lord, the next thing my name would be messed up, and I won't be able to work in the White House because Raven done lost his mind.
Dude, I've lost my mind on.
Everybody's...
I've discovered my mind, and then I lost it again, and then I will always have a fucked up mind. I live on the internet.
Just don't mess up where it's broadcasted to the world. To the world. You know what I mean? Don't make it to where the whole world's got to know. Just make it some, like I said, go out in the forest and bury them deep. I'm just
that
way no one has.
I mean, look, I know we said a lot of things personal, but I am happy where Tag is going. I am personally, I know I put a lot of I put a lot of me into Tag, because you know why I put a lot of me into Tag is because it gives its personality. Because it gives it personality. It has an identity.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's something. It's something that you can go, okay, I can feel something. You know, we're not just a stream that just goes like, okay, we're gonna play video games like somewhere else. That's great. You know what? I like that. I like that people play video games on streams and all that stuff, and people like to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why people like to watch video games, but they do.
I like watching them for the technology part. I mean, I'm not
Right.
really the game part. I'm a technologist, so when I see the 3D part and how it works, I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
How
that's
they got
really
that to
cool.
do that.
That's really cool how that happened.
Yeah, but in the scoring points and all that, I'm like, that doesn't really affect me. But the mechanics of it, you know, how that was made to work like that is something that's really pretty amazing for me. So that part of it, I do get, you know,
Yeah, I
enthused
know.
about and say, hey,
Right, but that was
that's
the
good.
thing when we did last year is when we started playing, you know, the Zelda games, and it started to come every day. Every day we did something new. You know, 10 o'clock is game time. 8 o'clock Sundays is talk time. And that's the thing that we've been gearing up to for years. And it, you know, for me, I like that routine and that repetition. And here's the thing. It's not like, you know, to me, I take times very serious. I missed 2 days today. And, you know, for me, it's like oversleeping or not doing the show. It makes me feel bad because people might have showed up for that show and I'm like, where the hell has he been? You know, it's like being on TV. It's like if they played Jerry Springer at 3 o'clock instead of his 12 o'clock, but it was nothing but black air at 12 o'clock. So yeah.
Well, sometimes you can't do it all the time because
Right.
you know,
Right. You have to make
life.
the announcement first.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes your mind and body is not there.
But
You know, you want to be there, but you're just not feeling it.
But here's the thing, what I want to say about the people. And I want to say about the people who do the all game shows, because, you know, people are like, oh, what the fuck do you know? What you do? You know, I pick on Cat and Fox because I want that podcast to be the best anime show ever. I want that show to be, I want to tune in and say, oh yeah, Burr and Kisune can lock it down. Like, I don't want to pick on him because I hate him. No, I actually think that, you know, Burr is the world's most boringest man in the world. He is boring. He is monotone. And that's not his fault.
I'm monotone too. I mean, you saying something about my voice too? It's
No,
monotone?
you're no. We have chemistry. We work out. But I'm just saying, it's like, it's to agree. It just, when I hear it, it's like, hi, welcome to the anime show. Hi, I played this game. I'm going to review it for GameTactics.com. I think it needs help. I think it's this. And then you have Kisune going like, yeah, I think that game's great. You know, I've been playing that. Oh, we're going to be off in a second. It's like, I want to see some blood. You know, I want them to fight like husband and wife.
That's how they.
Yeah, it's to agree. And a lot of this anime, like, here's the thing. I know this is not, like, I want an anime corner. I want like an anime beginner's corner of saying like, all right, here's an anime you should watch, and it should tell you like, oh, it's Suikoden, and spell it out and say this is why you should watch it, this is why it's different, and all that stuff. But some of it's so nerdy and hardcore, and that's the thing. When I want to try to get back to the show is, I can't have this show be too nerdy and hardcore. Like, even though it's to the nerd and hardcore, I want to bring it back to something. You know, that's why now we're moving to video, so we can show them a video game of like, okay, this is a game, this is a first-person shooter. Let me show you about Titanfall and why you should enjoy it. It should be that.
Well, that's the thing. Do you got to, you know? I mean, I'm not sure if you have ambitions to take it outside of a certain perspective.
I do.
Like, do you plan to interview the makers of the product?
I do. Well, I'm not good at interviews.
Okay.
I'm going to say the wrong thing. That's just me, you know. People.
Maybe that's a good thing.
No, I'm going to say the
Maybe
thing
it's
that
a
they
good thing
don't
if
want to
they're
hear.
not in their safe zone.
They're not. I am not their safe
You know what
zone.
I mean, like, maybe they need to not be always saying the things that everybody else is asking them, and it's just for commercial reasons. It's like, okay, let me help you sell your product by telling you how wonderful this is, and make you look like the greatest thing since sliced cheese or something.
Sliced bread.
So, well, actually, sliced cheese was an innovation. Bread, that was going to happen by nature. Cheese, the idea. Someone said, "Let's slice it." I'm like, who would have thought? But that was a joke. You're supposed to laugh.
Right.
But right is not a good response for comedians.
I know, but right. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying, for me, when I listen to an all game show, and this is me, of the 8 years that I've been doing this, and I know you do your little conscious mix and your reggae thing, and that's professionally done. It sounds
My
great.
My little show. Ooh.
It's a bigger show than mine.
Show.
Fine. You're a bigger show than Tech and Games. Fine. How about that?
Your little show where you talk to people.
Fine. This big universe that is the conscious mix, that is the Yogi fish. The universe that is the conscious mix that is going to take over.
Thank you.
There. Now, if I sucked your dick long enough.
On Earth.
Yes. It's
See, there you go, back to the sexuality. I told you he was a big dyke. He's not. He's a woman that turned into a man. He's a dyke.
Yes, I am.
That's why you don't. That's the secret, Raven. You can tell us here today. You can come out the closet and say,
yes.
I am a big dyke.
Yes,
I'm not a man. I'm a woman that looks like a man.
I am China from the WWE.
Oh yeah, I remember China. Ooh, I'm not a woman. I'm a woman.
Her theme song is great.
That freaked out. That was freaky. When she came on, it sort of messed up women to wrestle for a while.
Fucking China wrestled women. X-Pac.
Yeah, but she was like, I'm a woman. Like,
dude, she was a fucking she was a fucking Amazon, like, for real.
But she took steroids to the nth degree, to where it was like she was getting a male voice and she was all emotional and crying.
Oh, who fucking cares? And then she did Playboy, man. She totally did that.
Ugh, I don't want to see it.
That happened.
Did she show all of her pieces, or did she just show like muscle stuff?
I think she sold there. I didn't look at the Playboy. I looked at the porn. That was interesting.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, with X-Pac.
Oh man, I don't want to see that.
Trust me, it was called One Night in China. You don't want to see that.
No, I don't want to see that.
No, you don't want to see that.
Yeah, I'll keep my mind clear.
But one more point about all games, and then we'll call this a night. One more point about Tekken games and all that stuff. We want, Tekken games was supposed to be an all game show. That's where it originated. We wanted to be on all games. We wanted to be
what
on.
Happened?
I guess we wasn't serious enough. Dead Pixel Live happened, which I'm happy that Derek got the chance to run all games. I think that's great. I think he's the perfect fit. No one breathes all games more than he does, It's good that he's there.
I like he had a great race car.
Right. So, for me...
Derek H.
Right, he's a great guy. I'm not going to sit here and knock Derek H. for what he's done. He's done a tremendous bit. He has done a tremendous thing of keeping the lights on there. But VOG Network is the other place. I mean, Bobby's not there. They split apart. And for me, where do you go when Bobby, Orange Lounge Radio, splits apart and does VOG Network? I always say this, like people go like, oh, should they steal from VOG Network? Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's no rules to this. I get my ideas from the weirdest of fucking places. Trust me.
Porn sites. Yes, from porn sites. Yes, I get all my ideas from Pornhub. So I wonder what kind of connection that camera they're using. That's
Yes.
probably where you ask about the tech. Excuse me, miss. I like what you're doing there, but could you tell me what kind of a camera that is? The webcam is so clear.
Yes.
So you can get one at Best Buy.
Yes,
Come in the private room. Give all the technical information you want.
Yes, Misty121. I can see your vagina very clearly. What kind of camera are you using? I see when you're sucking dick, I can see all the pubic hair there. What camera are you using? See, I'm a visual person. Now people are visualizing, like, what the hell are you talking about? But no.
Mr. Dolphins.
Oh, you
I
have to
see
go.
your future brightly.
I see it too. I think Tag is gonna do well. But I have to get food too. You have to get food, and I have to get food.
But I'm just saying, as far as the future, I usually don't tell people what to do because it's like Star Trek, because then it's like don't interfere with the future of that culture.
It's not about interfering. It's about just, it's like, I think that Tag has a path.
I'm going to tell you.
All right.
These words are you recording?
Oh, yeah.
Number one, you have to stand up more because your original show, you used to stand up.
Dude, I was standing up. We put ponies in the shot.
Yeah, but you wasn't on camera. Your original show, you were standing up, talking. So if you can get one of those standing desks.
Okay, fine. I'll just go like this and go like blah, 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 blah,
like,
blah, blah, blah.
Man, you're sitting back, laying, you're lounging. You become the lounging.
Dude, you know what it is today? I'm tired. I've been walking all day with.
You asked me a question. I'm here on the show to look into the future.
No, you're right. I think that was the show, is walking around. But it's like, to me, it's like now it's just gonna be shots of chair now.
Yeah, it's like sitting down on a chair. No, but I'm just saying part of your show too was your whole Raven, on the adventures of Raven, because your show was always about adventures.
Hardy says, "Bring back the high kick." Oh my God, we had a lot of room to do the high kick. We probably could do a high kick soon. Actually, we probably could do a high kick now. Actually,
Raven, I never saw the high kick.
We could probably do the high kick. Just give me a minute, because we actually have. Let's see, where the fuck did I put it? I have a tripod. I actually have a tripod now that I have wireless headphones. We can totally do this. If I can find the tripod. Oh, maybe I can't find the tripod. But yeah, we did a high kick for news. Basically, we tortured Tiger Claw with the high kick. Basically, we told him to show me news. So it was a podcast called Show Me Your News.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. It was a show called Show Me Your News.
I know, but I'm just saying, what was the news?
That basically is about Super Smash Brothers. So the news was all about Super Smash Brothers. So basically, I went like, okay, I'll do a vid. Tuki said, why don't you do a high kick? I went like, I can't do a high kick. Why should I do and then it was like goofiest, like insane high kick ever. But it was one of those things. It was like, and it stuck. It fucking stuck. So we, it's like one day we went like, all right, we'll do the high kick. Boom. That ain't a high kick, but man, I can't do a high kick for anything. Let's see. No, that doesn't work either. Boom. I'm gonna hit something. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna fucking hit something. Boom. Oh, now I'm doing sweet chain music. All right, let's see. Boom. 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 Bang. Oh wait, that's a little low. Gotta tweak the arm. Boom. 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 Oh, there we go. All right, there. So yeah, I found it. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, what are you kicking? A midget?
I'm kicking the imaginary. I'm kicking the imaginary friends I never had.
You're kicking midgets.
I'm kicking the imaginary friends I never had. Because we all had imaginary friends because we were lonely motherfuckers. So yeah. Oh, I didn't show you the room, didn't I? Oh, you have to go. But you didn't show. There's a couch out there. And the.
Well, I mean, this is the garage. You're in the garage, right?
No, we moved upstairs.
Oh, you're upstairs now.
Yeah, we're upstairs now. That's my fridge that I keep only smart water in there. This room's a mess.
I don't see no fridge.
No, that's the microwave. Can't really see it. It's red. This thing doesn't go that far.
Nice paint job on the wall.
I have no idea.
Oh, I see. The red refrigerator.
Yeah, and then you have the, wow, this room's a fucking mess. This is why we only show the
This is
inside.
like a murder scene. You sure you haven't killed it?
You never know.
This is the episode of the last 48.
You never know. I live.
The head was found in the refrigerator hidden behind a false wall. So,
Hidden behind a false wall, my ass. But yeah,
face.
so Yogi, you're saying that there should be way more
Easy
stick.
on the track.
Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Anyone out there
Dottie,
can say
this one
what
is
they want
crazy.
about me, I'm not going to stop them.
Drive, motherfucker.
Alright, so Raven, you striking a nigga? Murray ain't chill, he put lights on you niggas. Gonna need a vest if you playing defender. Shooting at him and them niggas that's with you. This clip ain't enough, I'ma need an extender. Talk about Phil, but you playing pretender. Your Addy was leaked, I should pull up and hit you. Pedo ass niggas get took out the picture. We ain't letting up till you niggas surrender. Lugo a bitch, I can tell that he tender. Ran over niggas, Land Rover defender. Bad ass nigga need to try to be slender. It's clear, we don't like none of y'all niggas. Get them out, fourth down, punch y'all niggas. Play with your ponies, you punk ass nigga. Shit ain't Nintendo, I punch out niggas. Take down again, I come out with gorillas. Slide, they gon' cry, they gon' label us villains. Not gonna lie, how they cry, this shit thrilling. Grown ass men, stay away from the children.
Lame ass pedal, nigga, and I ain't forget about that little bitch either.
And that bitch AT, she a That bitch AT, she a weirdo. So I with a pedal, you ain't dying a hero. So I don't want you to stop riding him, weirdo. Views going down till you niggas hit zero. Packing them up, roll them up, I'm a dero.
I'm not going to police what people think and what to do.
Drive, motherfucker.
Alright, so Raven, you striking a nigga? Murray ain't chill, he put lights on you niggas. Gonna need a vest if you playing defender. Shooting at him and them niggas that's with you. This clip ain't enough, I'ma need an extender. Talk about Phil, but you playing pretender. Your Addy was leaked, I should pull up and hit you. Pedo ass niggas get took out the picture. We ain't letting up till you niggas surrender. Lugo a bitch, I can tell that he tender. Ran over niggas, Land Rover defender. Bad ass nigga need to try to be slender. It's clear, we don't like none of y'all niggas. Get them out, fourth down, punch y'all niggas. Play with your ponies, you punk ass nigga. Shit ain't Nintendo, I punch out niggas. Take down again, I come out with gorillas. Slide, they gon' cry, they gon' label us villains. Not gonna lie, how they cry, this shit thrilling. Grown ass men, stay away from the children. Waiting on Vega to switch, is you joking? Vegan ain't switching for none, keep hoping. Telling yourself lies, gotta keep coping. Don't know what it is, what the fuck is they smoking? Pack of you niggas, this shit got me floating. Floating me up in the sky like a Boeing.